And we are live here at Lenoir City High School getting set for Oak Ridge High School football. The Wildcats and the Panthers playing for the first time since 2016. The Wildcats have made their way from the school and are getting ready to come out on this grass surface here at Lenoir City. The only time this year actually we'll be playing on a real grass playing field, and it's a big region ball game. The Wildcats 1-3 coming into this one, but 1-0 in region play, and they need a victory here tonight. James Branson.
You're absolutely right, David. And going 2-0 in region is a lot more important than their current record, and keeping up with that, because obviously that has playoff implications. I believe you mentioned the grass surface there, David. It's kind of interesting walking back out on the field. There's actually a crown. If you're a longtime Wildcat fan, you remember how big the crown used to be on our field, and walking out on a crown field now is a little bit interesting.
Wildcats are getting ready to run onto the field. As Coach Gaddis told me just a moment ago, the Wildcats are very short-handed. Jaw Hundley, Brandon Hayward, Jaden Williams, 3 regular starters on defense and contributors a lot on offense. The Wildcats are just going to have other people step up tonight.
Obviously, they're going to have to step up tonight, and we'll go ahead and run down the starting lineup for the Wildcats. On offense, your receivers will be Cameron Barnett, Andrew Ferreira, and Peyton Sharp. At running back will be DeJavis Dozier and Kendall Jackson. Your starting linemen will be center Walker Rice, left guard J.K. Morgan, left tackle Ethan Hewitt, right guard Zach Snyder, and right tackle Samuel Bentley. Your quarterback for the Wildcats is Hayden Tarwater. For the defense, a lot of changes here happening for the Wildcats tonight again. And number 1, Kendall Jackson will be outside linebacker, along with Brian Kelly and Jacob Bervin will be your inside linebackers. And your defensive front for the Wildcats will be J.K. Morgan and Zach Snyder, along with Ethan Hewitt on the defensive line. Your secondary for the Wildcats will be number 26, Jakyron Pendergrass. Number 28, Izzy Mitchell, getting a start again for the first time, I believe, since the South Doyle game. Secondary safeties will be Marcus Melton, Price Davis, and once again, Dallas Frint will be starting for the Wildcats.
A lot of sophomores and a freshman on defense there, but Coach Gaddis said those guys have got to grow up sometime, as Lenoir City has now come onto the field here, and we're just moments away from this football game. A lot of pressure, and Coach Gaddis said something interesting to me, James. He said it might be good in some ways for these other guys to step up and maybe get an opportunity to get a little confidence, because we might need them later on down the road. We have seen the injury bug hit us so hard, harder than any team I can remember, and hopefully those guys will step up and won't be nervous tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, mentioned freshmen and sophomores having to start here. A lot of these guys that are starting, the freshman, Dallas Frint, this is second start. A lot of the sophomores have played most of the season. Jakyron Pendergrass on offense, Price Davis on offense and defense that I can think of. And you also have some veteran seniors back there. Marcus Melton, a senior that maybe hadn't seen a lot of playing time, but might bring some poise to that situation. And, having Marcus back there and getting him some experience now might be a good substitute later on in the season, like you said.
And the Wildcats are on the field on their sideline, the Wild Band playing the fight song, and we're about to have football. Lenoir City will be receiving the kickoff, and we're about to get underway here on FM 92.7, FM 94.7, prepradio.com, Oak Ridge Schools, television channel 15, and our tape replay on YouTube. Lenoir City does not allow live streaming, but we will post the ball game on YouTube tonight. The Wildcats are wearing their Cardinal pants with their white jerseys, Cardinal numerals. Lenoir City wearing their black pants, orange jerseys, white numerals. So it looks like Oak Ridge and Clinton, or Oak Ridge and Powell, but tonight it's Oak Ridge and Lenoir City. And the Wildcats about to get set.
They are about to get set, and this is one of the areas that the Wildcats have had a lot of success so far this season in special teams. So hopefully the Wildcats, either Brendan Pearson, who is the starting kicker for the Wildcats, can put it in the end zone, or maybe he can hang one up high, allow the coverage team to get down there and force a turnover. That'd be a great start for the Wildcats.
Last ball game, Coach Gaddis told me the game plan was to make it a quick ball game, but they fell behind 14-0 in the first 7 minutes and weren't able to do that. He told me just a moment ago they're going to play their normal game here tonight.
Yeah, and being able to run the offense that they run, you can speed it up or slow it down at any point in time. It's really all about how you get the play calling in, and getting running it regular like your offense would against this team is going to give you some good reps at that speed and hopefully build some confidence going into the next couple games.
The officials from Loudoun County and Blount County are ready, and we're about to kick it off here from Lenoir City. Oak Ridge will be kicking from right to left as we look from the right side of the home side press box here at Lenoir City High School. The two teams started playing one another back in 1944, and here comes the 2021 edition, and the ball is underway, and it's in the air. It's an end zone kick. That's a touchback, and the Wildcats will come on defense. It'll be Lenoir City first down and 10 yards to go. You've got the starting lineups for the Lenoir City offense.
On the line for Lenoir City will be left tackle Leo Gonzalez, left guard Hank Brewer, Blade Yeager is their center, right guard Seth Evans, and Eli Rittenhouse is the right tackle. Their receiving core is Zane Ward, Cade Dixon, and Dustin Clevenger. Their quarterback Brett Courts, and their running backs are Jordy Carroll and Trey Wilhite.
And we're about to get set here. There's a rainbow over the field here. The handoff goes to the running back. He tries to get outside. He does try to get wide. He is knocked down at the line of scrimmage by a host of Wildcats, led first by Jacob Burvin, along with Kendall Jackson, Ethan Hewitt, Brian Kelly. They're all for the stop. It's officially a loss of a yard on the play. Second down and 11 yards to go.
Great job there by Kendall Jackson using his speed as defensive end to force the play back inside. And as he forced it back inside, he forced it right into the meat of and the speedsters of the Oak Ridge linebacking crew of Burvin and Kelly.
Official timeout because the clock is not working here, so they're going to have to reset that, or they didn't ever start it. There is a rainbow, a partial rainbow to the, I guess, to the north of us here. Hopefully that doesn't mean that there's rain on its way. It's been cloudy and overcast the entire time. Beautiful rain. This is the second time we've had a rainbow at an Oak Ridge ball game. We look back at that first ball game, and hopefully no rain.
Hopefully no rain, and it kind of went around us, that big storm or storm cloud, and so it stayed dry here. We're dry where we currently are, and in order to run the offense that the Wildcats going to want to run here, a little bit of a spread offense and pass it around, got to have dry conditions to be able to do that as well.
Waiting for the clock to get set here in a moment. They'll have it set here. The Wildcats and Lenoir City, as I mentioned, they've played. This will be the looks like the 10th time all time. The first meeting happened in 1944. Mike Sheehan was in high school. He was able to watch that game. It was a victory by Oak Ridge 6-0. Then the Wildcats lost consecutive games in 1945 and in 1946. The most interesting ball games happened in 1947 and 1953. We don't talk about this much because they don't exist anymore. A 0-0 tie in 1947, a 14-14 tie in 1953. The Wildcats have won 4 out of the last 5, though. The lone loss coming in 65, the last time the two teams played. 2015, a 41-0 victory by Oak Ridge, and in 2016, 45-8 here at Lenoir City. I remember T having just a fantastic night that night.
Yeah, especially on a couple of little swing passes, a little screen routes, and the one that I specifically remember was on the sideline, the visitor sideline where the Wildcats are. Took it to the house and made just about everybody on their defense miss.
They've got the clock fixed, and here we go once again. It'll be second down, 11 yards to go. The ball is at the Lenoir City 19-yard line, just underway. Region play here from Lenoir City, Tennessee. Longtime home of Jack Armstrong. When he retired, he came back to live here, and he actually passed away living as a citizen of Lenoir City. Former Wildcat head coach, and to which his name is on the press box as Jack Armstrong Stadium.
Yeah, and a legend in Oak Ridge football history, a legend over here, obviously living in this area. So a little bit of a connection there. It's interesting that the Wildcats and the Panthers are this close in distance, but we haven't played but 10 times. It's we're almost as close as Farragut and a lot of other places that we play, Anderson County, Clinton. So would love to probably see this get more and more games played between the two teams.
Normally I would have taken a timeout here. I didn't think the delay would be this long. They've ticked off 5 seconds off the clock here, and obviously the mechanism to fire the clock, it looks like they're going to have to hopefully not get the same guy who was at Farragut last week who ran the clock in that particular ball game. Here we go. Now we're underway once again. Second down, 11 yards to go from the 19-yard line. One lone running back. The Wildcats are offsides. Wildcats jumped off, anticipating the count. One of the new starters, his first start on defense, kind of jumped the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that would be Marcus Melton, and I believe one of our defensive ends kind of flinched as well. But free 5 yards there for the Panthers, but I believe it sets up 2nd and 6.
They're moving left to right here. The quarterback for them is Brett Cortez. One lone running back, 2 receivers to the left. Quarterback's going to throw the pass. It is complete, and they have a first down up at the 31-yard line before the stop is made by Kendall Jackson and one other Wildcat. Little quick pass there. Carroll on the reception. 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Yeah, a little bit of a stick route there where it's just kind of come out and run a hitch route from the slot, and Price Davis able to make a quick tackle there for the Wildcats.
Ball officially at the 31-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Once again, the Wildcats jump off sides. They don't call a penalty. They don't throw a flag there. The cadence already causing Oak Ridge some difficulty here, as once again it'll be 1st and 10. We're down to 11:08 to play. We're in the first period. Wildcats showing blitz once again. Quarterback's going to hand it to the running back this time. He is stuck at the line of scrimmage and hit hard and dropped at that point by Kelly for the Wildcats and Zach Snyder. It'll be a no gain on the play. 2nd down, and we have about 10 yards to go.
Yeah, David, it's a good distance here for the Wildcat defense. You want to keep them in 2nd and 3rd and long, make them force throw down the field, hopefully give their quarterback not much time to do to our pass rush.
Cortez is the quarterback. He's not a big guy. They don't have their heights. Here comes some pass going to be caught, and then the Wildcats make the stop at around the 41-yard line, which should be enough for a first down. So it's very, very close anyway. We'll see what they call.
It's going to be 3rd and 1 here for the Panthers, as a little bit of a quick out route there, as I believe that was Dallas Frint on the tackle there right away, and they're going to go quick.
Up to the line they'll come. One lone running back, 2 receivers to the left as they move left to right here. One lone man to the right. Wildcats showing blitz again. And once again, they almost jumped off sides. No flags. Wildcats look like they wanted to come in with Kelly and Melton. They reset. 3rd down. It's a long yard to go. They didn't get a great spot on the last one. The Wildcats showing blitz. Here comes the quarterback. A little quick pass. It's going to be caught for a first down. And he is blasted by Frint and Bourbon, but another first down. So the Wildcats are going to send all those people in. They're just little short, quick passes, and they've got another first down.
Yeah, you got one-on-one blocking on the outside at the corner position there as the slot came to block him, and it puts him one-on-one with the safety, who was Dallas Frint, who made the tackle on that play.
Ball is at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 once again. Once again, they tried to get Oak Ridge to jump off. Since the Wildcats have had so many injuries on the line, the Wildcats have gone to a 3-4 defense, which means 3 down linemen, 4 basically linebackers. Here comes the running back, and he's going to cut up the field, and he's going to be tackled right at the 50-yard line. Kind of lost his footing as he made his cut. They are not big at all. We do not have their sizes, but they're not big at all.
They're not very big at all, but they do look like they have a little bit of speed to them there, David, as they ran a little speed option there. The defensive end for the Wildcats, J.K. Morgan, took the pitch man, which opened up that gap for a 2-yard gain by their quarterback.
2nd down and 8 yards to go for Lenoir City. The ball just across midfield at the Oak Ridge 49-yard line. 8:45 and counting here in the first period. Here comes the quarterback back to pass. Backside pressure. Fires it down the way. Pass. Intercepted Oak Ridge. Price Davis picks it off. A beautiful play by Davis, and the Wildcats will take over at the 35-yard line.
Price doing a great job there right on the sidelines, tiptoeing to make that interception and get his feet down, and just coming over from his coverage from the middle of the field. Great job by pressure for the outside linebacker on the opposite side to put pressure on the quarterback and not make that an easy throw.
And the Wildcat offense is on the field for the first time. They'll start this drive at the 35-yard line, moving right to left. The quarterback is the junior, Hayden Tarwater. The running back for the Wildcats behind him is Kendall Jackson, the senior. DeJavis Dozier is in the ballgame. Kendall Jackson, 40. Stiff arms his way down the field for a gain of about 10 yards as he's pushed out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, Wildcats.
Yeah, David, nice little job there, hitting the hole by Kendall Jackson, being able to get upfield, spin out of a couple of tackles. Great blocking on the edge, though, there by Cameron Barnett that I saw open up that hole on the outside and allow Kendall to run for that first down.
Pendergrass, Ferrero splitting out to the right side. Peyton Sharp Sharp is a slot man on the right. The left side, Cameron Barnett. Tarwater, first down, 10 yards to go at the Oak Ridge 46-yard line. Kendall Jackson in the backfield, no score, just underway from Lenoir City. Region ball game here in Lenoir City. 8:32, and the clock is stopped on the out-of-bounds play. 3 receivers to the right. Kendall Jackson moves the ball forward across the 50-yard line. Moves the ball into Lenoir City territory. Tackled at the 49. Good blocking by the interior line of the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and a fine game by the senior running back.
Really nice game there. Able to put the Wildcats in second and short or second medium there. A little inside zone play. Just zone blocking. Linemen have to pick up a particular person in that zone. They did a great job there. Kendall squeezes through.
Tarwater once again from the shotgun. Second down, 4 yards to go. Tarwater's going to pass. Pass is going to be caught out there by Pendergrass. He breaks a tackle, picks up a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down as he moves the ball up to the 40-yard line. First and 10 Wildcats.
Really nice job there by the receiver Pendergrass, just coming back to the ball and Hayden getting it out to him. The 2 outside receivers on that side were Pendergrass and I can't remember the other, maybe Peyton Sharp. They were off the line of scrimmage to give them a little bit more space away from those defenders and allowed us to pick up a first down.
Sophomore running back, the Javis Dozier, is in a slot to the left side. The running back side by side with the junior quarterback is Kendall Jackson. He comes in motion to the right side. Busted play, and he's sacked. Obviously, somebody went the wrong way.
I think the snap came back pretty quick there, too. I'm not sure if Hayden was quite ready for that because he kind of caught it right on his hip and as Kendall motioned out. So maybe a little bit of confusion there for the Wildcats.
Andy Hudson, Alex Waraxa, Lee Wexler, Matthew Charles, Drew Thomas with us doing camera work today. Brian Bennett's back in the studios. Mark and Shauna Hayes doing statistics. That is a loss on the play of 3 yards. Second down, we'll call it a long 13 to go. No score here from Lenoir City. The ball is at the 46 and officials timeout as the referee comes over to have words with Hayden. Kind of pats him on the shoulder and then addresses Coach Gaddis, and now Hayden is going to have to come out of the ball game for a moment, and let's see what the Wildcats do. Obviously, he's got an equipment issue, and we're going to have to get a new quarterback in the game, and that'll be Nehemiah Elmore coming into the ball game.
Yeah, Nehemiah has to come in. I believe there may be some type of blood on Hayden's jersey or something like that. That'd be about the only reason that they have to pull him out in that situation.
Cameron Barnett split to the far left. The Wildcats with 2 running backs now. Second and 13. Dozier gets the call. Dozier's got a huge hole. He powers his way forward across the 35-yard line of Lenoir City, down to the 33, and that's very close to a first down, about a yard short, but a great run behind the center and the right side of the Oak Ridge line to pick up big yardage.
Really nice there by DeJavis. You know, he's really a power downhill runner, but he's got some great speed when he gets going downhill as well.
It is third down and a yard to go for the Wildcats. There's some movement across by Lenoir City, but no flag. The Wildcats need 1 to continue this drive. This drive started after an interception by Price Davis. Handoff goes Kendall Jackson. That is a first down. He spins his way forward across the 30-yard line, and down he goes at the 29. First and 10. Another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Yeah, so far it's looking really good for the Wildcats, just keeping it nice and steady, picking up decent yardage every time, about 4 or 5 yards, which if you do that multiple times is going to give you a first down after 2 or 3 downs. So keeping the drive alive and being able to recover from that second about 14 was really nice for the Wildcats.
Tarwater back in at quarterback for the Wildcats. Peyton Sharp splits off to the left along with Cameron Barnett. In motion goes Kendall Jackson. Kendall gets the handoff. Kendall is going to be hit and dropped. Kind of an interesting looking play, but smelled out perfectly by number 65 for the Panthers, and that'll be a loss on the play.
Be a loss on the play there, and that motion is designed to just check and see where the coverage might be. Kendall motioned out to the right and then came immediately back. Nobody really shifted or moved, and so that was probably a give there. If that was a read, that was probably a give in that scenario for Hayden.
Halfway through the first quarter here, scoreless ball game, loss of 2. Second down, 12 yards to go. Ball now at the Lenoir City 30. Tarwater to Dozier. DeJavis Dozier moves the ball like a bulldozer down to the 20-yard line. It'll be third down facing the Wildcats.
Nice cut there by DeJavis to get inside. I thought he had a little bit more room and blocking outside, but you're not going to be too upset when you pick up about 8 or 9 yards on that run to set up a 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats.
5:25 8:45 and counting. Scoreless ball game here at Lenoir City. Region action here. Wildcats trying to go 2-0 in region play. Tarwater needs about 3 for the first. The handoff goes Kendall. Kendall to the outside. Kendall to the inside, goes down at the 19-yard line, and that is enough for another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure there off the right side for Kendall. He had to go outside, continue outside there due to that pressure, but able to pick up the first down and continue the drive, as it seems like the Wildcats might be subbing him out in this play.
Dozier's going to come back in the ball game. The Wildcats will have Ferreira and Cameron Barnett as receivers. The interior line for the Wildcats, we'll get to those in a moment. Wildcats have Price Davis and Pendergrass split out to the right. Dozier is the running back. The quarterback, Hayden Tarwater. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the Lenoir City 19-yard line. There is Dozier. Dozier moves the ball to the 5, to the 3, to the 2. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Touchdown, Oak Ridge. 4:40 to play in the first quarter. 6-0 Wildcats.
Great run there by DeJavis as the two receivers on each side were stacked right on top of each other to draw defenders out on them. Just get DeJavis right off the right tackle there, able to make a couple moves, cut back into the middle, and run over the safety as he got into the end zone. Great job there using his power.
6-0 Wildcats. The Wildcats will attempt the extra point. It'll be Efren Rodriguez to attempt. The holder is Marcus Melton. Riley Hudson, the long snapper. 4:40 to play first quarter. The Wildcats trying to make it 7-0. Ball is straight and true. It splits the uprights. It's good. 7-0 Wildcats here in Lenoir City. We'll be back with the Oak Ridge kickoff in 60 seconds.
Was it 54 or 80?
David Clary back here along with James Branson, Alex Baraxa, along with Andy Hudson and a host of others. The Wildcats kicking off here. It'll be, once again, Brennan Pearson booming it. End-over-end kick is going to go sailing. Almost splits the uprights for a touchback. First down, 10 yards to go. Mike Underwood points out, first time we've had a lead in the first quarter, maybe all season.
Oh, wow. I didn't really understand that or realize that, David. And it's a good response there after Lenoir City had a decent little drive to get started there. Wildcats come away with a turnover, and that turnover leads to points, which is great for the Wildcats to get that momentum defensively and offensively going.
4:40 to play, 7-0 our score. Big ball game going on tonight. Clinton and Powell in region play. I think Powell would be the heavy favorite, but Clinton hadn't played in a couple of weeks. Their game at Cherokee called off last week. First down, 10 yards to go. The Wildcats showing blitz once again. Pass is going to be incomplete. One thing the Wildcats have got to do right there, I think if you're going to blitz like that and not get to the quarterback, you need to get your hands up and knock the ball down, because very, very close to the quarterback, but you got to get your hands up and knock it down.
You got to absolutely do that, and you got to make sure that you're out there covering quick and covering up those blitzes, which look like so far they're not blitzing from the outside as much. The Wildcats aren't. They're kind of blitzing more up the middle with Bervin and Kelly, or maybe even Melton.
James, I think we have the clock keeper from Farragut enjoying us here once again, because the clock didn't start. Now it was 4:20 when we scored a touchdown. It's now 4:29 on the clock here with a 7-0 lead.
Well, sometimes math is hard, David.
Well, all I know is the officiating so far has been pretty good here. The Knoxville officials we saw last week, and that other officials association as well. Second down, 10 yards to go from the 20-yard line. The Wildcats showing blitz once again. Marcus Melton coming in from the right side, and there's a flag. We might have to delay a game. And if that is the case, it's illegal procedure against the Panthers. I didn't see anybody jump, but I've got an odd angle here. It's a 5-yard step off, 2nd and 15.
Yeah, it would be number 57 for the Panthers, for them that jumped off sides. He kind of got his pass block, what it looked like was started a little too soon, and that would be Eli Rittenhouse for them that had that false start.
Scoreboard operator is not quick, but there's an extra 9 seconds on the clock. Okay, that's good, because those are 9 from last week's game against Farragut. Second down, 15 yards to go. Quarterback's going to pass. Screen pass is caught. Lots of pressure, lots of pursuit, lots of tackles, and a nice tackle by Oak Ridge. Kendall Jackson was out there along with Ethan Hewitt and others. Panthers, it'll be no gain on the play. In fact, they're going to lose it back out to around the 13-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 17 yards to go.
Yeah, and that was Rittenhouse again trying to get out from his tackle position and block Kendall Jackson, and Kendall just able to use his speed to defeat the block and make the tackle.
3rd down, 17. The ball is at the 13-yard line. Quarterback is Brett Cortez. Once again, the Wildcats showing blitz. They haven't been able to get to him yet. He's been able to get rid of the ball nicely as the Wildcats lead it 7-0. First quarter action. Cortez to pass. Pressured. Gets away. Fires it across the way. Oh, what a catch. Beautiful catch by number 3 for them. And, oh, what a great catch. Nobody was covering him. He was right down the center of the field. And just a beautiful catch.
Yeah, number 3 for them came from their slot, which is Clevenger, and just ran a seam route right down the middle of the field, as you said. And, the quarterback put it up there where only he could get it, or it was going to be an overthrow, and credit Clevenger there. He really extended and laid out for that one.
3:25 and counting, first quarter, 7-0 is our score. Wildcats once again showing blitz from off the right side. Quarterback's going to pitch to the tailback, and they've got running room on the left side. Oh, it's holding right there, and there's the flag. He shoved him from the backside, which knocked him really down to the ground. I think that's going to be the call.
Yeah, I believe so, and it's going to be a block in the back. I can't remember. Maybe number 3 was the one that was a block in the back. A little bit of a triple option look there that kind of fooled the Wildcats for a second. Their quarterback, Cortez, faked the handoff to number 6 and kind of pitched it out really quick. Didn't attack the end, which allowed that play to be over very quickly, but had Cortez for them attack the end, I believe that that play could have gone a little bit further, but it's going to be called back either way for the block in the back.
Mike Sheehan will have our scoring summary at halftime. Mark and Shauna Hayes will have our stats. Brian Bennett's back in the studios. We've got lots of camera personnel. The clouds seem to be moving out of here, hopefully. It is a loss on the play. Back to the 37-yard line of the Panthers, where it'll be for them 1st down and 13.5 yards to go for a first. Lenoir City doing a pretty good job, and the Wildcats blitz from the right side. They go to the left side with their play.
Yeah, and the Wildcats are blitzing some up the middle, and they're bringing mainly Marcus Melton off the edge. And, of course, we jump off sides again right in front of the football.
It almost looked like the center did it move, but I guess because of the contact there, that cadence is really causing Oak Ridge trouble. Those are little things that you can't do. You're struggling anyway as a team. You just can't make those kind of mistakes.
Well, and it's really not even a cadence. It's a clap cadence. So they'll just clap and they wait to snap the ball, or they wait to change the play.
Once again, the Wildcats jump to the line of scrimmage, and the officials don't call anything, don't throw a flag. The Wildcats continue to jump off across the line and have gotten lucky several times here. All kinds of movement in the backfield there. We'll have to check this one.
Yeah, and I believe that one's going to be on number 64 for them, their left tackle, Leo Gonzalez. He started to pull just a little bit early, and it looked like it may be a little GT or just a tackle.
Timeout is asked for by Lenoir City. 7-0 our score. We'll be back to Lenoir City in 60 seconds.
Ball is at the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 8.
1st down, 8 yards to go for the Lenoir City Panthers. The ball at the 40-yard line. Quarterback fumbles the football. It's on the ground, but he recovers it. And it'll be 2nd down facing the Panthers.
Yeah, just a little bit of indecisiveness there from Cortez as they ran triple option once again. He comes up limping just a little bit. The pressure from the right side there of the Wildcat defense forced him to kind of second guess himself, and it almost kind of pitched it forward as he fell on it.
2nd down, 12 yards to go after the loss. Back to the 38-yard line of the Panthers. Clock moving. 2 minutes to play. First quarter, 7-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats scoring on a Dozier touchdown. Cortez, once again a quarterback. Handoff goes to the running back. Gets wide, gets good running room. He's going to be tackled, pushed out of bounds really hard by the Wildcats' Brian Kelly at around the 46-yard line. It'll be 3rd down facing the Wildcats. They are really doing a good job picking and choosing which side to go to.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of kind of going away from the blitz and changing their strength call, or the side they run to, once the Wildcats show where they're trying to blitz from.
Moving quickly, don't jump off sides here. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Wildcats didn't jump there. Wildcats have Morgan on the line. Wildcats have Hewitt on the line, and they have Schneider on the line. Third down, we'll call it a long 4 to go for a first down. The Wildcats back up just a bit. They are going to blitz. Quarterback Cortez in a lot of trouble. Avoids a sack, fires it down the way. Pass is incomplete. There was some contact, but not enough, and the ball was overthrown and out of bounds. It'll be fourth down facing Lenoir City, stopping the clock with 1:38 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, David, close coverage there, I believe, by Izzy Mitchell on that, as the quarterback Cortez had to sprint out quick to get away from the pressure put on him there by Ethan Hewitt and Zach Snyder, and as he does, just throws the corner route just a little too far out of bounds, and it's going to bring up fourth down, as you said, and force the Panthers to punt. And man, they got a massive punter back there.
He's a big dude, and we got a little guy returning it. It's going to be James standing back at the 23-yard line. And let's see, the snap is good. The punt is nearly blocked. It's end over end. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to go rolling inside the 20, and it's going to go out of bounds at around the 17-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will have it. First down and 10 yards to go. 1:27 to play. The Wildcats tonight without the services of Jaw Hundley, Brandon Hayward, Jaden Williams, three really big parts of your offense and your defense.
Yeah, and very quick, athletic players as well. You know, something that the Wildcats are going to have to overcome. This may not be a terrible game for them to miss, and hopefully they can recover quickly and come back and help the Wildcats win many more games.
7-0 our score. They're not serious injuries, but they are enough to keep them, you know, just a little bit out of the action here for a little bit. Hayward's injury is a chest injury that he's dressed out across the way there, but Coach Gaddis told me before the game he will not play unless it's totally 100% necessary. Hundley is not dressed out. He will not play, and neither will Jaden Williams. First and 10, Oak Ridge, the ball at the 17. Tarwater fires the pass. It's caught. Pendergrass moves the ball for a modest gain of about 8 yards. It'll bring up second down, 2 yards to go.
Pretty good adjustment there on that throw by Tarwater, as it looked like the outside linebacker had to go out quickly and cover the flats right there near the line of scrimmage, and Hayden put just enough air on it to get it out to Pendergrass and pick up a quick 8.
Wildcats, two receivers to the left, two to the right. Tarwater hands it off. No, he's going to run it himself. That's Tarwater. Flags are down. He has a first down. He scampers out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. Something evidently went haywire in the backfield. I think we're going to have a illegal procedure. No, it's going to be a hold against the Wildcats.
Yeah, and it's going to put the Wildcats in a 2nd and 12, and not a good situation for the Wildcats. Something that's happened to them several times the last couple weeks. Fortunately for the Wildcats, on the first drive that they were able to overcome those, I believe twice, a very second and long situation. So hopefully the Wildcats can do the same thing in this drive.
We've got Andy Hudson doing camera work up top with us. My name is David Clary, along with James Branson. Wildcats now have it. Second down, 14 yards to go. The clock keeper is 2nd and 14 at the 25-yard line, 15-yard line. He's way off. Tarwater hands it off to Dozier, and Dozier is hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage, which is the 15-yard line officially. It's a gain of 1 foot on the play. And let's see. Yep, they're going to have to run one more play here in the first quarter. Play clock is at 32. The game clock is at 31. And so they're going to have to run one more play. I was a little off on that, but you know what I'm saying, James.
Yeah, and it's okay. The one thing that's interesting about that play is that Hayden has the option to keep it, and so he was able to do that in the previous play and get up and get quick yardage. Hopefully we'll see that later on in the game.
Third down, 13 yards to go for the Wildcats. It's more like 12 yards to go from the 15-yard line of Oak Ridge. 6 seconds to play. Hayden the pass. Has time. Fires a pass to Dozier. Great play. He was smothered as soon as he caught the ball, and that is the final play of the first quarter. There is a flag up the field. Probably had some pass interference or holding on one of our receivers, and he was sacked up here after the pass. It was no gain really for Dozier. The quarter comes to a close. They're going to say it's a sideline warning, and so that'll end the first quarter. 7-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats in the lead. We'll be back to Lenoir City High School, Loudoun County, Tennessee, in 60 seconds.
Get yourself a hat, a shirt.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. While you were gone on the radio, Kendall Jackson picks off a pass, takes it about 56 yards for a score, and the Wildcats lead it 13-0 after the missed extra point.
Yeah, David, you're absolutely right. It was a great play by Kendall. He stayed at home and just let the running back come out of the backfield, and as he saw all the linemen letting him come upfield, and as they went downfield, he stayed at home, picked off the pass, and sprinted 56 yards to the house and made a nice play there.
Wildcats will be kicking off. Hopefully we won't have any more play issues here. Here's the kick by Pearson. It's high, end over end, returnable. He fields it at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and the stop is made there by the Wildcats. I think the stop is made by DeJavis Dozier, and that is where the Panthers will take over by a score of 13-0. The Wildcats in the lead. Why don't you recap that interception once again?
So it was just a little screen pass, I'm not going to say a middle screen because the running back was trying to get out to his right. Quarterback dropped back, and there was so much pressure from the interior linemen of Zach Snyder and J.K. Morgan that he had to throw it quickly. I think really, honestly, before he was ready because he threw off his back foot, and Kendall, coming from his outside linebacker position, recognized the linemen were going downfield for the screen and went up in the air, picked it off, and did a nice job of getting into the end zone.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 25-yard line. Cortez is the quarterback. Lenoir City and Oak Ridge, the Wildcats have won the last three meetings, the 66 game, the 2015 and the 2016 ball game. Cortez to pass. Struggles, fires a pass, almost intercepted by a lineman this time.
Yeah, that was Snyder there from his nose tackle position that I believe Cortez just had to almost sidearm it. It came out super low, and he was trying to get it out into the middle of the field, kind of the hook curl zone, right there about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. And fortunately for them, it's incomplete, but Wildcats almost picked another one off, David.
They don't list Cortez's height. I would guess he's somewhere around 5'8", would you say? Second down, 10 yards to go from the 25. Handoff to the running back. This time he is hit by Marcus Melton, Jacob Irvin, Brian Kelly, and he's about to eat turf as the whistles finally blew. The Wildcats knocked the ball loose. The whistle saved him that time, saved by the whistle. It'll be third down and long.
Yeah, and it was a really nice job there by number 53 pulling around, but even better job by Marcus Melton, I believe, who was on that side, or Burvin, that kept his outside shoulder free, didn't get crunched down inside, forced the running back to make a cut inside where all the other defenders were flowing into.
Up to the line will come the Panthers, moving right to left. Third down, 14 yards to go. And whistle blows, and looks like somebody moved across the line.
Yeah, both the receivers for them false started, and Kendall came across with the clap, but the receivers moved first, so it's going to back the Panthers up another 5 yards, David.
One thing I like, James, here, the Wildcats haven't gotten many takeaways this season. They already have two in this one.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job defensively, and, they've kind of put Lenoir City, kept them backed up. At one point, Lenoir City was out near the 50-yard line, and one of those takeaways happened right just past the 50-yard line.
Third down, 19 yards to go. The ball is at the 16-yard line of Lenoir City. Once again, the running back trying to get wide. Once again, he has dropped and hit hard right at around the 17-yard line. Marcus Melton, Frent, along with Jacob Irvin, is fourth down. They'll be punting. And Wildcats got great pressure on him the last time, and let's see if they can block one. They've done one already this year. They don't have Hunley in there tonight. They have two this year. You're exactly right. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, and it was Burvin that got the pressure last time and nearly came away with it. I think Jacob was didn't realize how quickly he could get back there. If Jacob lays out for this one, we could see another block, David.
Punter standing back at around the 3-yard line. The snap is low into the end zone. Is it a touchdown or a safety? Ball's picked up. It's going to be what? A big pile of Wildcats. One lone punter. The ball is going to be safety. 2 points. So that time, not a block, just a bad snap that bounced up, and it'll be 2 points for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was a very low snap, probably closer down around the guys, their punter's knees, number 64. And he's a big guy, and he just can't get down to get it quick enough. He gets into the end zone to fall on it only for 2 points, but the Wildcats are going to be kicking off, Lenoir City's going to be kicking off, and it's going to be an easy return for the Wildcats.
9:41 to play first half. 15-0 is our score. Let's take a quick timeout. Send it back to Brian. 15-0 Oak Ridge. Back with the free kick in 30 seconds. David Clary back here along with James Branson. Lee Wexler's with us, along with Matthew Charles, Alex Baraxa. We also have Drew Thomas, Andy Hudson, Brian Bennett back in the studios. The Wildcats have 2 touchdowns, one on an interception by Kendall Jackson that you did not hear on the radio, but you can watch on our YouTube replay.
Yeah, and it was a really nice play there, and back-to-back plays. I think, honestly, David, the Wildcats, if they want to block any more punts tonight, they can probably block just about all of them.
9:41 to play. We're in the first half. 15-0 the score. The Panthers will be kicking from the 20. They had set up to kick in their normal spot, but a free kick happens from the 20. Let's see. They need a tee. They're asking for a tee. You have an option whether you want to punt or place kick, and they're going to place kick.
Yeah, and it's going to be 64 for them. Leo Gonzalez, once again, he is their punter as well, so should be interesting to see how far he can get it down there, because the Wildcats have some very dangerous returners. I see Jason Coates. I see DeJavis Dozier. Jaleel Anderson has a lot of speed, along with Burvin and I believe Justin Crowley and Marcus Melton.
Bryce Davis back there as well. 15-0 is the score, and here comes the free kick by the Panthers, and he boots it well. End over end. It's going to be fielded by Oak Ridge at the 25. That is James moving the ball to around the 45-yard line. The X-Man moves the ball forward. I think it was.
It was Jaleel Anderson on the return there for the Wildcats.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm old. Give me a break.
No, it was a nice return there by Jaleel. One thing that was interesting is I think he maybe have gotten that there's usually a go call once you field it, and it was a little bit delayed as when the Wildcats started blocking. So maybe a little something they could work on there to pick up blocks and maybe spring them for a longer run.
Wildcat offense is on the field here. The Wildcats with Hayden Tarwater starting this drive at the 44. Handoff goes to Dozier. Dozier tries to break a tackle. He is going to be driven back hard by the Lenoir City Panthers. Really, really nice play.
Nice play there by Lenoir City. And one thing that you want to see is possibly the Wildcats get outside. I don't think that Lenoir City has the speed to handle the Wildcats outside. We've kind of committed to running the ball in the middle. And you'd also like to see them stretch the field, maybe use Hayden Tarwater's arm a little bit more.
On that particular play, Jarius Hundley was in the ball game. Sophomore transfer from West High School. Here come the Wildcats to the line, moving right to left. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12. Peyton Sharp split out, actually in a slot to the right almost. Tarwater has time, fires the pass. It's going to be caught. Good coverage out there. They only gained back what was lost on the previous play up to the 45-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and it looks like right now that Lenoir City is running either cover 1 or cover 3. Cover 1 would be one safety and man on the outsides with the receivers, or cover 3 where they're dropping 3 guys back deep. But they're really packing the middle, not wanting the Wildcats to run it up the middle.
I think the Wildcats can go deep on them.
I absolutely agree. And the Wildcats put 3 receivers on this play to the right side of the formation. Hopefully they'll take a shot here.
Wildcats indeed with 3 to the right of the quarterback, 1 to the left. Hayden Tarwater, 8:15 and counting, 3rd down and 10. Has all day. Now rolls in trouble. Needs to run. Looks down the field. Fires the pass. It's going to be caught. Across the 50 to the 45 to the 40. DeJavis Dozier tackled at the 31-yard line. Might have a block in the back, but either way, it'll be a first down for the Wildcats.
It's a really nice job there by Hayden Tarwater, just keeping his options open as he scrambled all over the place. And even better job there by DeJavis Dozier, who was set up to block, leaked out of the backfield, and in scramble drill basically was able to leak out, turn around, look to see if his quarterback was trying to scramble or anything, and got the ball to him. And DeJavis, using his speed, what great speed he has in open field, got close to 30 yards there on that. Hopefully it's not going to be too much of a penalty for the Wildcats.
I think it'll be, well, when they spot the ball, I think it's still going to be first down. It's going to be a 15-yarder, I believe, or a 10-yarder at the looks like the 41-yard line where should be 1st and 10 Wildcats.
You're absolutely right. 1st and 10 is about 4 yards ahead of the first down marker. So, you hate that you get the penalty there, but fortunately for the Wildcats, you pick up a 3rd down conversion.
The Wildcats, once again, with kind of shuttling different running backs in the ballgame. Now the X-Man is in there as a receiver to the far left, along with Anderson and Cam Barnett. Pendergrass is split out to the right. Dozier is the lone running back. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge at the Lenoir City 41. Pass, quick one. Pendergrass makes the grab, breaks a tackle, then gets blasted at the 31-yard line. That is close to another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Yeah, Jakyron Pendergrass was over here by himself on a single receiver side, ran a little quick slant route and got it out to him nearly up for first down.
Looks like we've got an injury on one of the Wildcats here. 7:25 to play first half. Oak Ridge on top 15-0. This injury timeout is brought to you by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. When you are injured, call Donnie Sharp at 888-5431. We'll send it back to Brian Bennett. Back to Lenoir City. 15-0 Wildcats. Back in 60 seconds.
Pass complete to Pendergrass. Ball be close to 32-yard line. Be 2nd down and 1.
Welcome back to Lenoir City. Pendergrass goes off on his own power as Hayden Tarwater sneaks the 1 yard forward for a first down. The Wildcats will have it first down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 31. Not a great spot on the previous play. Pendergrass seemed to be okay. Favoring maybe his right leg, but he went off on his own power.
Yeah, he came off on his own power, David, and really nice job there. The Wildcats come out in an I formation, not something that you see very often anymore, especially from the Wildcats, but quick sneak there by Tarwater to pick up a first down, and we will have it at the 30-yard line going in.
Justin Crowley is a receiver for the Wildcats along with Price Davis. The Wildcats have Kendall Jackson in the backfield, and Kendall's getting the handoff, and he's trying to get a stiff arm and try to get to wide. He does 30, 25, flags are down. Wildcats are going to be called with a block at the back probably there. Kendall, a really nice stiff arm to get some running room to the outside. I think the Wildcats can get outside all night long if they elect to go that way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, David. And Kendall basically was using his speed and got probably untouched for about 3 or 4 yards before he made a cut to get an additional 3 or 4 after that. So the Wildcats have to be able to get to the corner there, as long as they can seal that end or outside linebacker, which they've been able to do. I just don't think the inside is going to be there for them tonight.
6:47 to play in the first half, 15-0. Oak Ridge, they step the big yardage penalty back to the 34-yard line of Lenoir City. 15-0 Wildcats, 2 takeaways, 2 interceptions. One was a pick six by Kendall Jackson, which you missed on the radio, but I'm going to keep saying it to let everybody know what happened. 1st and 10, the ball's at the 34-yard line. Jackson comes in motion. Hayden avoids a sack, and now he goes down. Wildcats just cannot, and that's been a problem all season long. The Wildcats just don't have enough interior linemen with a lot of experience, and that's a sack.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the Wildcats on that play were honestly a little bit lucky as well, because they had 2 receivers on the near side over here. Both were on the line of scrimmage, so one would have been eligible had Hayden thrown a pass to one of them.
I think they're going to have to roll him out sometimes to get him some time and some space to throw. 2nd down, 21 yards to go. Here's a quick pass. Cameron Barnett at the 35, at the 30. Cameron Barnett, 20, and he's pushed out of bounds after he picks up a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down, officially up the field at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Yeah, David, that's a design play there to get it specifically to Cameron Barnett. You had 3 receivers to the right of the formation. Hayden does a little short, tiny roll and throws a quick screen back to Kendall to allow that tackle. I believe it was Hewitt get out there and block for him. And Cameron does a great job of using his speed and picking up yardage.
Wildcats once again handing it off, this time to Dozier. Dozier once again is hit, dropped for a loss of 2. Wildcats continue to struggle to run the football. Wildcats Second down, we'll call it 12 yards to go. 5:37 to play first half. 15-0, the Wildcats in the lead. Lenoir City is not threatened at all offensively. The Wildcats have looked good at times on offense and have sputtered at other times.
Yeah, and I think the best thing that has been going for the Wildcats is a screen game. Honestly, at this point, I think you continue to run the screen game and maybe run some rub routes off of that to take a shot deep.
Barnett, Davis, and one other Wildcat split to the left side. That is James. Wildcats have Justin Crowley to the right. Tarwater, quick pass, throws it, out of bounds, incomplete. Threw it a little bit quicker than he wanted to. There was a lot of orange shirts over there too, so honestly, kind of lucky there. 3rd and 13.
Yeah, and I think Hayden threw that out of bounds quick on purpose, right over Xavier's head, because he saw, I believe, number 55 for them, their outside linebacker. So it seems like Lenoir City is making some of those adjustments to the screen game, and I wouldn't be surprised here if the Wildcats hopefully took a shot deep off of a screen play, maybe on a wheel route or a post route.
Samuel Bentley is one of the linemen for the Oak Ridge High School Wildcats, along with Morgan and Zach Schneider. 3rd down, 13 yards to go. The ball at the Lenoir City 17. Tarwater back to pass. Before that, whistles blow, flag is down. We'll see what the call is. It is going to be a dead ball foul, illegal procedure. Oak Ridge Wildcats stops the clock with 5 minutes to play in the first half. That's 5 more yards backwards. It'll be 3rd and 18.
Yeah, and 3rd and 18, as you said, the second, or actually probably about the 4th time that the Wildcats have been third and more than 10, and they've been able and lucky to pick it up several times, but you can't keep putting yourself in this situation because the odds just aren't in your favor to continually pick them up.
Ball is now at the 22-yard line once again. Schneider's in the ball game as a lineman for the Wildcats. Ethan Hewitt as well. 3rd down, 18 yards to go from the 22-yard line. Back to pass all day. Now it breaks down again. Now he wants to run for it. Now fires it. There's a man. He's open. He's got it. He's at the goal line. He's tackled at the 1. Great play. Hayden Tarwater saw nothing initially, took off running, and then saw one of his guys just kind of sneak out along the sideline, and he makes the reception. 1st and goal, Oak Ridge.
That's a great play there by Hayden to keep scrambling. I believe that was Xavier James on the reception there for the Wildcats, as he just ran a little corner route, stayed, and once Hayden scrambled out, he ran deep.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Tarwater sneaks into the end zone. Touchdown, Hayden Tarwater. 4 minutes and counting. 15 seconds to go. The guy is here from Farragut as the clock continues to tick here. 21-0 our score. Down to 4:05 to play in the first half. Clock continues to run here as the Wildcats will go for the extra point. They finally stop it at 4 minutes. I guess they like even round numbers as the Wildcats will attempt the extra point. It'll be Efren Rodriguez to kick. It'll be Hayden Tarwater to hold. Riley Hudson to snap. The Wildcats lead is 22-0 with the extra point. Good. 4 minutes to play first half. We'll be back with an Oak Ridge kickoff in 60 seconds. Thanks a lot. We are back here at Lenoir City High School, 22-0 Oak Ridge, 4:06 to play. They put 6 seconds on the clock. Here's the kick by Pearson. He hits an end-over-end kick. It's going to go to the 1-yard line, and he'll run it from there to the 5, to the 10. Wildcats pursue. He's trying to get outside. The Wildcats, Justin Crowley, and along with Frent and one other Wildcat, make the stop. It'll be Lenoir City's offense, 1st and 10. Go back to their first drive, James. They were able to move the ball against Oak Ridge before Price intercepts. They have not done anything since.
No, and they got out past the 50-yard line, past midfield, and I think they got out past midfield right before Kendall Jackson's interceptions. And one of the things that aided them so much on those drives was the Wildcats were not being very disciplined with the snap or the clap count on offense for Lenoir City, and that's something that they've kind of gone away from here a little bit in the second quarter.
Wildcats have Isaiah Porter in the ball game, Frentz in the ball game, Kelly and Bervin, Marcus Melton, along with Schneider, Hewitt, and Morgan. The Wildcats have 2 guys on the left side. I'll call them in a moment. Quarterback running right into the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. Nice play. They move the ball forward. Tackle is made around the 26-yard line. The stop out there is made by Isaiah Porter, but that's a fine gain. Really nice play by the quarterback.
Yeah, and a little bit of a dangerous pitch there as the quarterback cut inside of his tackle who picked up the outside linebacker block, and the running back went outside. So it was a very long pitch for Cortez there as he kind of pitched it out. Nice run, though, on the pitch.
Are you almost saying that he almost did it one too many times?
Just a little bit, but we haven't picked that pass off just yet.
First down, 10 yards to go, 10-yard gain for them. They're going to run it again with the quarterback, and he is going to be hit and dropped to the line of scrimmage. The Wildcats, Brian Kelly, make the stop there with Jacob Bourbon. 3:25 and counting. First half, 22-0. The Wildcats try to go 2-0 in region play.
That is Trey Wilhite in for quarterback for Lenoir City right now. So a little bit of a change here. Number 28 is in and not Cortez anymore.
I believe he is shorter than Cortez. He's probably around 5'6" or so. He has the snap. We'll roll and run, pitch it. Nice play on the option, and he is belted hard out of bounds at around the 28-yard line. Some of the Lenoir City faithful thought maybe that he was rocked out of bounds too late, but it's football. It's not one of those other sports. You know, it's a hard contact ball game, and a nice tackle, moving the ball to the 29-yard line where it now is 3rd down and 11 yards to go.
A little bit of an odd pitch there for Wilhite, too. It's more of a two-handed pitch than a one-handed traditional pitch that we normally see.
He's in trouble. He's about to get sacked. Now throws the ball away. Nice catch by one of the coaches for Lenoir City. Really nice catch there on the sideline, but it's going to be 4th down, 10 yards to go. He did it. He high-pointed it, pulled it down, and a nice catch.
You know, David, I know some of the coaches on Lenoir City staff, and it might be his father that caught that on there, Coach Wilhite for Lenoir City.
2 minutes, 46 seconds to play, so that's a father-son combination if that is the case. As they'll be punting once again, it'll be 4th down and 10. The Wildcats dropping back to receive the kick. That'll be Xavier James. Punt is away. Nice kick this time. Almost hit a Wildcat there, and James is going to let it roll. It's going to take a good Lenoir City bounce all the way down to the 31-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will have it as the clock moves here with 2 minutes and 31 seconds to play. Now they stop the clock. 22-0 is the score. Oak Ridge offense on the field. What do you do here? Do you try to go for it here?
I mean, I definitely think you try to go for it. And like you said, rolling Hayden Tarwater out might give you a little bit more time and will allow those routes to develop. You do kind of cut the field in half and make those reads a half-field read, but that's okay because you got to keep your quarterback upright. I mean, honestly, I think what you have to do is take a shot deep because they're playing up close to the line of scrimmage on all the short routes.
Walker Rice, the center, the first man to the line of scrimmage. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball's at the 32. Hayden has time, fires the pass. Ferreira makes the catch, and out of bounds he goes, but not before he picks up a 10-back of Oak Ridge first down, and they're going to tack 15 more yards onto that as he was hit out of bounds on the Oak Ridge sideline.
Yeah, it's a really nice job there by Andrew, and he does a great job at getting upfield and using his speed. And honestly, I think his speed there is what caused the late hit because he was just trying to get as many yards as possible, and he stepped out right before being hit. So Wildcats easily into Panther territory.
I think Andrew is a weapon that the Wildcats should utilize more.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and you see his speed on display there on just a quick out route. Imagine what he could do coming across the middle, or maybe some type of screen or mesh play where you kind of wait and get it to him really late. He can run and he can really go.
The penalty yardage is stepped off to the Panther 42-yard line where it is first down, 10 yards to go. 2:24 to play in the first half, 22-0 Wildcats. In motion, Dozier. Tarwater fires it, quick pass, caught. No, it's dropped. Peyton Sharp, the intended receiver. I think Peyton would probably tell you he should have caught that one. He did not, and with 2:16 and counting, it's an incomplete pass. The clock usually stops here, but they've continued to tick time off the clock. It must be a problem with the button to stop that clock down on the field.
Either that or somebody's asleep at the button. One of the two.
I think it's the same guy from Farragut last week, to be honest with you. I think he just wanted to go a little bit south and call a ball game down here or do a ball game.
It's quite possible, David, but I think on that play right there, two things kind of threw that play off. Justin Crowley was wide open on a slant route out here on the outside, so that ball could have been intended for him. The snap was a little low, though, so what might have thrown Hayden's timing off just a little bit.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball now at the 42-yard line of the Panthers. 2:22, they say, on the clock here. Receivers left and right, including Sharp and Crowley. Tarwater hands it off to Dozier. Dozier 40, Dozier 35. Dozier up the field to the 20. That's a 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down, all the way down to officially the 16-yard line. First and 10 Wildcats.
Yeah, it's a really nice job there by the Wildcats and their formations. What they did is they put two receivers one on top of one another, basically in a stacked formation. It cleared out some of that middle to allow it to be open running room for Javis, who's able to get what looked like 20-plus yards on that play and easy yardage. It'll be interesting to see if the Wildcats come back to that and maybe throw a screen pass out of it.
Remember, at halftime, we'll have Mike Sheehan's scoring summary. We'll have Mark and Shauna's statistics. Might have an interview or two. We might interview Andy Hudson at halftime. Who knows? First down, 10 yards to go. Tarwater to pass. Quick pass intended for Crowley. This time it's incomplete. And the clock is down to 1:39 to play in the first half. 22-0 Oak Ridge.
Yeah, and the Oak Ridge Wildcats are in the red zone. It looks like at about the 17-yard line. And with that being said, you have all three of your timeouts. You got to pick up, or you don't have to pick up a first down, but you can pick up a first down. And so the Wildcats just have to be cognizant of the clock and make sure that they get a score here right before half.
Tarwater, quarterback. Once again, Dozier is the running back for the Wildcats. Sharp and Crowley to the right, two guys to the left. The Wildcats, 1:39 to play. First half leading 22-0. Second down, 10 yards to go from the 17-yard line. Quick pass, caught. Out there, Andrew Ferreira cuts inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, where it'll be first down, goal to go for the Wildcats.
Really nice shifty move there by Andrew as he's able to get the pass, and that's exactly what that formation does. It sets up one blocker, and it basically draws three defenders out to him, and Andrew's just able to make that first defender miss.
1:27 to play. The Wildcats going at officially the 3-yard line, where Tarwater from the shotgun. 1:19 to play. Will hand it off to his running back, who is hit at the line of scrimmage and actually might have lost a yard. The Wildcats might think about using one of their timeouts. They've got a lot of time left here. It's 1:09 to play in the first half, but now it is second down, goal to go at the 4.
Yeah, and the Wildcats really have anything in their book open except anything really deep. Maybe you take a shot here toward the end zone on a slant route. Maybe you go on a corner route. You got plenty of room to the right side of the formation for the Wildcats. So it seems like they delayed really long, took a timeout.
Take a break with them. 50 seconds to play here in the first half. 22-0 Wildcats. We'll be back to see what the Wildcats will do in 30 seconds. We are at Lenoir City High School, Loudoun County. The Wildcats and Panthers. The Wildcats and Panthers in the same region once again. We were in their region in 2015 and 16. Then they got dropped down to a lower classification. Their enrollment obviously went up, and they're back with us. So we replaced West with Lenoir City.
Yeah, a little bit of an odd replacement there, but good replacement for the Wildcats. A very short travel, but West is a good opponent as well.
Second down, goal to go. The ball is at the 4. Hayden Tarwater rolls, looks, fires, pass, in an end zone, incomplete. Batted down at the line. Wildcats got fortunate there. It is third down, goal to go.
Yeah, the Wildcats rolled out there, Hayden to the right, and he had basically 3 different level routes there. One right at the goal line, one middle of the end zone, and then one across the back of the end zone. Hayden just threw it late across the middle, which you don't want to do.
43 43.7 seconds to play in the first half, and the Wildcats will call yet another timeout. Let's take it with them. Send it back to Brian Bennett. 22-0 Wildcats. Back in 30 seconds.
Timeout 03. This is second try timeout of the first half.
And we appreciate all of our sponsors. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do the ball games sometimes on YouTube. Tonight, Lenoir City told us that we are not allowed to live stream on video, but we will have the game uploaded on YouTube tonight or tomorrow for sure, maybe on Channel 15 as well. But all of our sponsors, if not for them, we would not have our broadcast. And if you hear a commercial broadcast, please tell them that you appreciate them and do business with them as well. See what Oak Ridge can do with 43 seconds to play here, leading 22-0. It is third down, goal to go. Kendall Jackson is in running back position for the Wildcats. Dozier's in a slot to the right. Two receivers, and now a timeout is asked for, this time by the Lenoir City Panthers. We'll hold it right here. James?
Yeah, David, as you were kind of looking around the region here, Clinton and Powell in a close game at halftime, 14-0. Powell is leading over the Dragons. Carnes and Campbell County also playing right now, and Carnes is only up 7-0 at halftime, and they have a really good running back in Deshaun Bishop as well. And other places, West, our former opponent that you just mentioned, 14-13 over Sevier County, so pretty interesting game going on there. And former opponent as well for the Wildcats, they started off the season with South Doyle. South Doyle is up on Anderson County 21-17.
Wow, what about the Bearden Bulldogs tonight? Is Farragut playing tonight?
Farragut is playing. They're up 21-14 over Cleveland. Cleveland, a pretty big school as well. And we'll just say that Bearden's playing Maryville. So we'll let you take a guess at how that's going.
Well, the Bulldogs, at least, maybe they got a nice little ride to Blount County. Maybe got to eat at Arby's on the way as a team, and then come back and get ready for whoever they play next week. 43.7 seconds to play first half, 22-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats with a couple of interceptions in the game. Price Davis, a pick six by Kendall Jackson. I can't wait to see the video on that.
Yeah, and that's got to be a really nice highlight for him. And, the Wildcats, once again, getting a special team score as they blocked yet another punt. We'll call it a block, and we got a safety out of it.
Here comes Oak Ridge to the line. Third down, goal to go. Wildcat quarterback hands off Kendall Jackson. That is 6 points. Touchdown. Kendall's second of the ball game. This time on the offensive side. He's got one on the D. He's got one on the O. 6 more points, and Oak Ridge leads 28-0.
Nice little run there by Kendall Jackson. It was a counter play. Kendall took a step toward the outside, allowed DeJavis, who is his up back, his kind of H back there, to step into, fill the hole, take on the linebacker, and basically have a clean run to the end zone for Kendall Jackson for about 4 yards.
38.6 seconds to play, second quarter. Efren Rodriguez, once again, to kick the ball for the Wildcats. Hayden Tarwater, he's the holder. We've got a Hudson boy doing the long snapping here. 28-0 is our score. The Wildcats trying to make it 29. That kick is up. It is 29-0, ladies and gentlemen. The Wildcats trying to go 2-0 in Region 2 play. 38.6 seconds to play. 29-0 a score. Back in 60 seconds with the Wildcat kickoff. Brennan Pearson to kick off for the Wildcats. I was looking across the field there, just a really fantastic student section for Oak Ridge and a good turnout of Oak Ridge fans as Brennan's going to kick it off and he boots it into the end zone. Let's talk about that just a bit here, James. Wildcats are 1-3. The Wildcat fans are here in big numbers, and the student section is almost as big as it was last week at Farragut against their rival.
Yeah, and it's really great to see the fans get out to the game here and be able to basically pack that whole visiting stands over there, especially with the band over there, and you hear the cheerleaders or see them over there as well throughout the broadcast. So really nice travel here and a really easy drive. I mean, it's only about 20-25 minutes over here, and glad they're out supporting the Wildcats, and hopefully we'll give them a win to go home to.
I like this game. I like this score. The last 4 ball games have been a little tighter than this, obvious. 38.6 seconds to play first half, 29-0. Hand off to the running back. He's trying to get wide. He is met and stuck by the Wildcats once again. Burvin, Kelly, and one other Wildcat. I believe that was Isaiah Porter.
It was. He came from his cornerback position there. Really just came unblocked. Nobody was out there on him. He forced everything back inside, made a nice hit, and allowed Burvin to finish it off there.
Gain of 5 on the play. Second down, 5 yards to go. 16 seconds to play in the first half. Let's see if Lenoir City even wants to run another play. We're down to 10 seconds. I think they are content to head to the dressing room down 29 points here. And those are the final seconds ticking down. James Branson, your thoughts on the first half?
It's a really good first half for the Wildcats to get 29 points on the board. Kind of a steady increase as we've gone. It was a slow first quarter there. I believe it may have ended in 7-0, but the Wildcats put 22 on the board from the offensive perspective, from defensive perspective, and special teams. All 3 phases scoring in that second quarter.
One thing I'm noticing here about the Lenoir City fans here who are here in big numbers, it's almost as if they expected this kind of a ball game. They're just kind of like, ho-hum, I kind of expected this, which, as Coach Gaddis told me in the pregame, they've got some pretty good players. They've got some speed. The one thing that kind of stands out to me, though, is they just don't have much size. They have a few linemen that are big, but for the most part, their skill guys are really, really small.
Yeah, their skill guys are pretty small, and they have a few guys. Number 4 for them is pretty good, and number 6 is obviously pretty good, but being able to get them out in space is a little bit difficult. They have number 64, Leo Gonzalez, who's a really nice sized kid. I believe he plays tackle for him. But other than that, that interior line for Lenoir City doesn't have too much, and they give up a lot in the middle, and it's creating quick pressure for the quarterbacks.
29-0 is our score at the half. The Wild Band, the Oak Ridge High School Marching Band, is setting up here on the grass field. The only time in the regular season we will play on grass. The Wildcat Band will be playing. Mike Sheehan's getting ready to do a scoring summary. Mark and Shauna Hayes will be doing statistics as well. 29-0 Wildcats. We'll be back with the scoring summary in 3 minutes.
I know somebody.
What's that?
Where's our coach play next?
We're off next week. Pal.
At home.
It takes the band so long to set up for their.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Oak Ridge High School Marching Band is proud to present the first and second movement of Synthesis.
Get really loud, Mike, but you don't have to scream. That mic's good.
Drum majors Amira McCall and Caleb Sluss lead the band through some of the decade's greatest hits, including The Final Countdown, Steve from Beverly Hills Cop, 1999, Sweet Dreams, and I Wear My Sunglasses at Night. Please put your hands together and make some noise for the 2021 Wild Band.
Welcome back. This is the Wild Man Mike Sheehan here at the Cecil Thomas Field, home of the Lenoir City Panthers, where the Wildcats are taking on the Panthers. First to start things off, Lenoir City Panthers had a 10-play drive, got the ball all the way down to about the 30-yard line, and then Price Davis intercepted a pass for the Wildcats, returned it to the 35. Then the Wildcats had a beautiful 8-play drive of their own. They drove the ball 65 yards down to the 19-yard line, where DeJarvis Dozier ran it in for the Wildcats, and the Wildcats went up 6-0. The extra point was good by Efren Rodriguez, and with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter, the Wildcats led 7-0. Then there was no more scoring in the first quarter. Then, with 11 minutes and 7 seconds, only less than a minute into the second quarter, Kendall Jackson picked one off, ran it in for the pick six from 56 yards out, and the Wildcats went up 13-0. Efren Rodriguez came in, and the kick was no good, and the score was 13-0. Then with 9 minutes and 41 seconds into the second quarter, a bad snap over the punter, Leroy Gonzalez's head. All he could do was fall on the ball in the end zone, and the Wildcats get a 2-point safety and go up 15-0 with 9 minutes and 41 seconds still left in the second quarter. Then with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left, after a long drive by the Wildcats, they drove the ball down to the 1-yard line. Hayden Tarwater snuck it in, and the Wildcats went up 21. And then Efren Rodriguez came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats went ahead 22-0. Then to finish the scoring off with 38.6 seconds left, Kendall Jackson ran one in from 4 yards out. The Wildcats went up 28-0. Then Efren Rodriguez came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats lead comfortably here at Lenoir City, 29-0.
David Clary back here along with James Branson, 29-0. Appreciate you all talking through halftime for me here. I agree with everything you all said. Running clocks are good, get everybody home. But I know these young guys have yet to play. A lot of the young guys have not played in a varsity ball game. It would be great to see them get some playing time.
Get some playing time, get a little bit of experience, and hopefully they'll build on that going forward. The only thing that we didn't get in here in halftime was our talk with Andy Hudson, unfortunately.
That's true. He's right up here, but he just, he was very focused on his camera work. The Panthers of Lenoir City about to kick off. They'll be kicking from right to left. Wildcats dropping back. Let's see, one Wildcat back.
Jaleel Anderson is back there deep, along with Jason Coates and DeJarvis Dozier.
29-0 Oak Ridge, and the big kicker makes his approach. Let's see if he smashes that ball. He hits it high, end over end, returnable at the 6, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and up to the 31-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over 1st and 10.
Really nice job on the return there by Jaleel as he's able to get behind his blockers and did a much better job as they got their blocks and allowed him to get probably close to about 25 yards of returnage.
Wildcat offense on the field once again. The offensive line the same pretty much for the Wildcats. Walker Rice is the center. You got Zach Snyder. You got Samuel Bentley. You got Ethan Hewitt in the ball game. And J.K. Morgan, that's the lineman. Hayden Tarwater is the quarterback, 1st and 10. He's going to pass. He's going to go deep. There's the man on the sidelines. He makes a spinning grab, but can't make the catch at around the 39-yard line. Little sideline pass. Looked like he was going to pull it in. Couldn't do it, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little bit of a different flood look where they kind of send 3 receivers to one side there. The Javis Dozier motion out of the backfield. Long pass to Cam Barnett, just not able to complete it right on the sideline there.
Wildcats have Justin Crowley and Peyton Sharp, receivers to the right side, 2nd and 10. Handoff goes to the running back, and he breaks the tackle and moves the ball forward for a gain of about 2 when it looked like he was going to lose about 2.
Yeah, it's a great run there by DeJavis Dozier. He gets hit in the backfield, spins around out of the tackle, and that's one thing about DeJavis. You can't tackle him up high. If you tackle him up high, you're going to bounce off, and he's going to spin out, runs over about 2 or 3 other guys. Very reminiscent of what he did in middle school and does a great job at it.
Pereira, Sharp, and Crowley split to the right side of the quarterback Hayden Tarwater. They're moving left to right. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. It's more like 6. Tarwater, quick pass is going to be incomplete. In and out of the hands of Cameron Barnett, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt for the first time, I believe, the 2nd time in the ballgame.
Yeah, and Cam would have had room to run as he beat his corner there and would have only had the safety to beat. So, unfortunately, unable to complete that here. One thing that we've seen the Wildcats do out of this punt formation, we say it a lot, but they can fake it here, and both of the guys, Kelly and Bervin back deep, have a lot of speed to fake it.
If you just tuned in and you're wondering why you haven't heard Brandon Hayward and Jaw Hundley and Jaden Williams' names being called here tonight, they are all 3 injured and on the sidelines there. They should be back for the Pal Ball game in 2 weeks. Here's the snap. It's good. And here comes Kelly. Punts it. Nice kick. It's going to go angling and take a nice bounce and a roll dead. They say officially he's still walking up the field he's still walking to the 30-yard line, and that is where they'll take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, and what caused part of that, I believe, is he got a nice roll, did Kelly, on the punt, but he rolled out toward the Oak Ridge sideline, which was the short side of the field, as it was on the hash mark on that side. So just not a lot of room there to kick much out of bounds or keep it in bounds, as Lenoir City is going to start on the 30, as you said.
10:54 to play here in the 2nd half, in the 3rd quarter, as we just got underway. 29-0. The Wildcats unable to move the offense as the quarterback, once again, the whistle blows, and the Wildcats came in with what appeared to be another blitz. I heard whistles blow, but nothing really set, and no penalty. Play clock is down to 15. They have the ball at the 30-yard line where it's 1st down and 10 yards to go. They're moving right to left, wearing their orange and black. New quarterback in the ball game. 2nd one used by Lenoir City, and he's going to roll to pass. Fires a pass. It's going to be caught, and he breaks the tackle and picks up a 1st down. Gain of about 11 on the play. It looked like Kendall Jackson and one other Wildcat make the stop. Their passing game has really kind of been effective, the short passing game.
Very effective on the short passing game. Just don't have a lot of time to get it out there because of the pressure from the Wildcats. I believe that's number 73 for the Wildcats. We'll get him in here. Parker Searle on the pressure there for the Wildcats.
1st down, 10 yards to go. The Wildcats showing blitz once again. As I mentioned, we've got a new quarterback in the ball game for the
Will Height, that is.
Thank you very much, James. 10:35 and counting. 1st down, 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 43. Hand off to the back, and good block there. Good run. 1st down run across midfield up to the 48-yard line. Wildcats looked like they were going to get him right at around the line of scrimmage, but then got some really good blocking from the interior and a missed tackle, and it's another 1st down for the Panthers.
Yeah, interior blocking there was pretty good for the Lenoir City Panthers, as they were able to move Parker out of his spot, and McCord for them made a few cuts and was able to get upfield and pick up a 1st down as the Wildcats are substituting.
Searle is out of the ball game. Here comes the handoff once again. Oh, big stick right there. The Wildcats' Brian Kelly meets the guy in the hole basically after a positive gain. There's a flag in the backfield though. We'll have to check that call. It is going to be a legal substitution against the Wildcats.
Yeah, it looked like the Wildcats were running Zach Snyder on late there and trying to get Parker off the field and just not able to do it in time. So it's going to be a 1st and 5 scenario for Lenoir City once they get the ball back.
Dallas Frent, freshman, playing his second ball game as an Oak Ridge Wildcat. He is a linebacker today, along with Wildcats Brian Kelly, along with Jacob Irvin and Kendall Jackson, getting a chance to play a little defense. Doing a good job. Has a pick 6 to his credit tonight. That's a 5-yard step off against Oak Ridge. The ball is at the 42. Handoff to the running back, trying to get wide. He's trying to get wide. He is spinning down. Hit first by Isaiah Porter, then finish off by Ethan Hewitt. It's going to be really no gain on the play.
Yeah, and it really plays into the strengths of the Wildcats because I believe we have a lot more speed than they currently do, and just continuing to extend it out wide only allows more and more defenders to come at them.
Second down, 5 yards to go. No gain on the previous play. 9:32 to play first half. 29-0 Oak Ridge. Wildcats 1-0 in region play. Their victory, their 12th consecutive win over the Clinton Dragons a few weeks ago, trying to go 2-0 with a victory over another orange and black team. The Panthers coming up. That's another orange and black team. They're going to pass. Trouble. Batted down, perhaps. Either way, good decision by the quarterback. He was about to get sacked, and he just kind of threw it at the feet. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, he had a little check down route. The running back came out of the backfield toward the sideline. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, it was toward the short side of the field, so Will Height just had to toss it out there quick in the direction, so he avoided a sack.
They're down 5 yards to go. The ball is at the Oak Ridge 42-yard line. 29-0 Oak Ridge. Third period here from jam-packed Lenoir City. Oak Ridge came in big numbers here tonight. Quarterback rolls to his left, feeling pressure, cuts it up the field. Good running room, slides forward, and is tackled at the 35-yard line, not before he picks up a first down. They have really done a good job when they have pressure. Both quarterbacks have been able to get out of pressure either by dumping it off to somebody or, in that case, a nice little run.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, David. I was looking at the roster. There's a lot of sophomores and freshmen and juniors on this roster.
Handoff goes to the back. This time the Wildcats. Frent grabs him. One other Wildcat drop him. There'll be no gain. That other Wildcat was Marcus Melton getting a start tonight.
Yeah, he's doing a great job for the Wildcats tonight. But going back to my point there, both quarterbacks for the Panthers are sophomores, and so are many of their skill players that they've gotten in the game, juniors as well. So possibly a good group coming up for the Panthers.
Second down, 11 yards to go for the Panthers. A loss of a yard. 8:22 to play third period. 29-0 Oak Ridge in the lead. Here comes the blitz. Quarterback quick pass, intercepted and dropped. Jacob Irvin, who had several pick six his sophomore year, that time just couldn't quite make it. And you know as well as I do, if Jacob makes that catch as fast as he is, he's probably sitting in the end zone.
Yeah, he'd still be running, maybe finishing his sprint to the end zone right now, as it looked like Carroll for the Panthers just stopped on his route, which allowed Jacob to just step right in front of it and should have had 6 there.
Third down, 11 yards to go. The ball is at the Oak Ridge 35-yard line. Here comes pressure. Lots of pressure. Quarterback's running, fires it, passes up for grabs. Catch is made about a yard short of a first down. The stop is made out there by Oak Ridge, but it's going to be 4th and a yard if they don't give him a great spot and they give him the accurate spot. The officiating has been absolutely fantastic here today.
Yeah, other than the clock operator, I would absolutely agree with you. Everything's been on point, and they've tried to keep everybody in the right position and rolling offensively and defensively.
4th down and a yard to go. They try to get Oak Ridge to jump off sides with that clap once again. It worked in the first half. They need a yard for a first to continue the drive. Quarterback from the shotgun tries to get Oak Ridge to jump again. No movement. His second attempt fails. Let's see what he does on his third attempt. They'll have to run a play. 3 seconds. He's going to pass. Batted down by Oak Ridge. The Wildcats knock it down. I believe it was J.K. Morgan, and the Wildcats will take over on downs.
Yeah, it's a really nice job there by the Wildcats on defense to get a stop on 4th down, and Lenoir City just looked unsettled on what they actually wanted to do there, and the Wildcats never flinched, made a play to get the ball back, and hopefully we're going to go down and score here.
Wildcat offense onto the field once again. 29-0 Oak Ridge, 7:25 to play. So the Wildcat defense still posting that shutout. We shut them out in 2015, 41-0, won 45-8 back in 2016. Those are the last two times we played them. Hayden Tarwater back out for his second series here in the second half, and he's going to pitch it to his running back, who moves the ball forward for good yardage. That's 10, that's 15, that's 20. He's headed toward the end zone. He's at the 30, at the 25, makes a cut, stumbles his way, regains his balance, but goes down at around the 9-yard line. What a run there by the Wildcats. I believe Jarvis Dozier on a great run.
Yeah, it's a great run there. He's just broke a couple tackles to get through the line, and you really see the speed that Jarvis has, covered about 60 yards rather quickly, and in the blink of an eye. The only guy that stopped him was the safety, number 3 for them, and he made a nice, basically a little tripped him up, and nice run there by Dozier.
First down, 10 yards to go, right at the 10-yard line. So I think they can actually get another first down. Here's another good run. Here's another cut inside, moving the ball to around the 5-yard line. That is Dozier once again. One thing, this is the Dozier we saw as a freshman and you saw at Robertsville.
Yeah, absolutely. He has a lot of speed once he gets out in open space, but don't let that fool you. He can run you over right in the hole or make you miss. So great all-around running back, and he's only a sophomore for the Wildcats, so he's only going to get better.
6:29 and counting, third quarter, 29-0. The Wildcats knocking on the door once again. Remember, if they get it over 35, we're going to have a running clock the rest of the ballgame unless the Panthers are able to stop it by scoring. Tarwater once again. First down, 6 yards to go. And here comes Dozier. This time stumbles forward, and this time he goes down. He'll be tackled at the 10-yard line. Really never really got his footing, and it'll be for the Wildcats now. Looks like third down and goal to go.
Yeah, there was a lot of penetration there on the line of scrimmage by the outside linebackers and defensive end on the left side for Lenoir City. A little bit of an interesting situation there as the Wildcats tend to pitch it out on a toss from shotgun. You don't see that very often, but when you have two running backs, you got a lot of options back there.
I think DeJavis is tired. He comes out of the ball game. He got another fresh-legged running back, Kendall Jackson, in. It is third down. I believe it is goal to go. Tarwater fires a pass. It's caught. Moving the ball to the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. The Wildcats score. Cam Barnett takes it in for the score, and Oak Ridge ups their lead to 35-0.
Yeah, David, it was actually a double screen there on that play, which was really nice because Kendall came out of the backfield on a screen just in case, but Cam Barnett coming from his outside receiver position on a little tunnel screen makes a nice move, dives into the end zone, and the Wildcats are now going to be over 35 points.
David Wilson, I believe, to attempt the extra point. The hold by Tarwater. He drills it up there, and it is good. Oak Ridge on top of the Lenoir City Panthers, 36-0. We'll be back with a Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the Panthers are going to really be able to stop it. They've moved the ball pretty well on that last drive, but never able to come away with points. And I think, honestly, the entire game, maybe they've been across midfield 3 times, once in every quarter.
Wildcats trying to go 2-0 in region play, and that's really what matters, honestly. As Pearson kicks off and boots another one high end-over-end kick, it's going to be fielded at the 2, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, and he moves the ball to the 20 and breaks a tackle, still on his way to the 30, and moves the ball to the 33-yard line. Brian Kelly popped him big time, but he didn't go down. Give a lot of credit to that young man. 1st and 10, Lenoir City.
Yeah, that is Zane Ward there on the kick return for the Panthers. Did a really nice job of spinning out of the tackle. Kind of got disguised in the middle of the tackle there and was able to kind of sprint out and get what looks like an extra maybe 12 yards or so.
Remember, at the conclusion of the ball game, we'll speak to Joe Gaddis down on the field. We'll have player interviews as well. See what Lenoir City can do here. They don't want to be shut out. Let's see what their offense can do. They send a man in motion. The Wildcats have 4 on the front. Let's check some of these new numbers. That running back moves the ball forward for a gain of about 3 before Kelly makes the stop. Wildcats, I'm sure, will try to get as many young players playing time today. I see Izzy Mitchell still in there. Dallas Frint still there. Marcus Melton still in the ball game for the Wildcats, along with Price Davis, Isaiah Porter. Pendergrass had to come out of the game with an injury earlier and has not returned. We'll check check some of those other numbers in a moment. Gain of 1. Second down, 9 yards to go from the 33-yard line. Quarterback rolls to his left, wants to pitch. He should have, because he is blasted at the 35-yard line. I believe that's Darren Osborne who makes the stop for the Wildcats, and it was.
It was Darren Osborne. It was really good pitch integrity there by Terrence Anthony coming from his outside linebacker position, taking on the pitch man. Also see Elijah Bradley in there along with Parker Searle.
Third down, 8 yards to go. 3:38 and counting. The Wildcats showing blitz once again. 3-man front. The Wildcats have had to go to a 3-4, something they, under Coach Miner, they've done before, but it's only by necessity now with the lack of all the linemen that they don't have. Quarterback to pass. They've done a really good job protecting him as he rolls away this time. Now here comes big play. Melton just pops him. The pass is nearly picked off by Oak Ridge, but not. It'll be incomplete. Marcus Melton popped the quarterback just as he delivered the pass.
Yeah, hit him pretty good to make sure that the pass was away, not late or anything like that, but nice clean hit and good defensive positioning there by Izzy Mitchell from his corner spot and breaking up that pass.
36-0 Oak Ridge, 2 minutes, 52 seconds to play. Third quarter, the Wildcats will be receiving the punt if they punt it. That'll be Xavier James. Low snap, punt is away, end over rim, kick. It's going to take a great bounce, and James is going to pick it up and try to return it. And he breaks his tackle and then is going to be slung down hard, way out of bounds. But it's a football play, and like I said, it's a tough game. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Xavier picking that one up off the after a bounce or two, kind of gets trapped on his own end zone in between, or on the Panthers sideline, between the numbers and the sideline. Didn't really have much room, but I think he got back to where he originally fielded the punt at.
2 minutes, 8 seconds to play, third quarter. The clock is moving, and not because the Farragut clock keeper is here, James. It's because Oak Ridge leads 36-0.
Yeah, and they've really done a good job of building their lead throughout the game so far, and hope to do so on this drive as well.
Surprised they haven't changed quarterbacks. Tarwater is still in there. First down, 10 yards to go. Handoff goes to Jason Coates. No, it's Tarwater running the ball, and he's going to scoot out of bounds. Then there's a late flag coming in. Aren't you kind of surprised that Hayden's still in the ballgame?
A little bit surprised, especially when you have Nehemiah Elmore, who is over there. Saw a little bit of playing time when Hayden came out earlier in the game, but it's interesting to see Jason Coates in the game. Coach Gaddis mentioned on the show on Wednesday night that Jason had a great game on Monday and had a really long touchdown run.
Well, 80 yards, I believe, against Farragut in that game. Penalty yardage against Oak Ridge, stepping them back. The Wildcats have Darren Osborne in the ballgame. Looks like the same starting offensive line to give Hayden a little protection there. The Wildcats are just so thin at line.
Very thin at line, and Hayden kind of kept that as well. So got to know in this scenario, being up 35 points, to either get down or get out of bounds one and kind of save yourself, because we need you for later in the season.
Kind of limped back to the huddle there. First down, 15 yards to go for the Wildcats. Tarwater is going to hand it off to Coates, and Coates has a big hole, moving the ball forward. He brings the ball to the 35-yard line. That's a nice run. Jason Coates has got some quick feet.
He's got really quick feet, and he's got really straight line speed. It's nice to see out of him there. Something that we saw from his brother, who he's wearing the same number as, Tyrell Romano. Now, Tyrell had probably a little bit more power behind that, but Jason, very quick, probably just as quick as Tyrell.
5'6", 170-pound junior. We're down to 20 seconds to play in the third period. The Wildcats have it. Second down, 4 yards to go. Receivers left and right. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Quick pass is going to be incomplete. Off the fingertips, a little bit too high. Intended to Andrew Ferreira, and that is the end of the third quarter. We have played 3 quarters of football here at Lenoir City High School. 36-0 Oak Ridge. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 60 seconds. Great turnout of fans here at Lenoir City. The Wildcats headed for victory number 2 in the region, number 2 on the season. They lead 36-0. They've got the ball right now, 3rd down, 4 yards to go. The ball is at the Oak Ridge 35-yard line. Now moving right to left in the 4th and final quarter. The clock has already started. I don't usually do it that way, but it is already started. It'll be Hayden Tarwater. Quick pass, slings it out there for a 1st down and more. Moving the ball across the 40 to the 45 to around the 43-yard line where Justin Crowley is tackled. It'll be 1st and 10. A 10 Bank of Oak Ridge 1st down.
Really nice job there by Hayden, getting the ball out quick, letting Justin run and use his speed there. Picked up probably what looks like about 15 yards. Only needed 5, but got the extra 15 and kept the drive going.
36-0 Wildcats. 11:24 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge will go 2-0. What are the Clinton Dragons doing tonight against the Powell Panthers?
They are 20-0. Powell is leading currently, and Carnes is up on Campbell County 21-0 as well.
Those are the other region games going on tonight. So the Dragons look like they might fall to 0-2 on the year, while the Wildcats will go to 2-0. And there's a timeout asked for. That stops the clock with 11 minutes to play in the ball game, and that does stop the clock. I don't know how many spots we have to get in, but let's take one. We'll be back to Lenoir City in 60 seconds. Welcome back once again to Lenoir City High School. The Wildcats getting a ton of new players in the ball game here.
Nehemiah Elmore, I just saw Raekwon Smith come. I think he went over to the other side. He is a freshman. I believe Isaiah Porter is in as well. We'll check the other ones.
1st down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats at the Oak Ridge 47-yard line, leading 36-0. Oh, snap way over the head of Elmore. He's going to have to fall on the back of the 30, all the way back to the 26-yard line. So sometimes you see that happen. You get a new player in the ball game. He's excited to be in there, and that snap just a little bit long.
Just a little bit high and outside, but great job getting back there, recovering it, and not giving them anything else. A couple of the linemen that we see that are in, Tyrese Allman, a senior for the Wildcats, as we now substitute Walker Rice back in at center.
Yeah, he's going to give Elmore a little opportunity there. Nothing against that young man who just came out at center. He just, got excited probably, I'm sure.
Yeah, and also in at running back as well, Jarius Hunley.
And he, of course, the transfer brother of Ja Hunley from West High School. 2nd down, 22 yards to go. Here comes a handoff. It goes to Jason Coates. If he can get wide, he might take it. 30, 35 to the 40. Dragged down at the 42-yard line. It'll be a fine gain. Jason Coates has got, as I said, quick feet, good speed, good runner, good vision.
Yeah, and did a great job right there. Isaiah Porter as well. Picked up a nice block on the edge to allow Jason to probably get about another 10 yards. And great job by Jason cutting inside of that block and getting into a, we'll call it 3rd and manageable because it was about 3rd and 30. Now it's about 3rd and 16.
The Wildcats have it at the 41-yard line. I'm looking for number 51.
Yeah, I was looking for the same one. I didn't see it on either one of our rosters.
3rd down, 15 yards to go. 3 receivers split to the right. Here comes Nehemiah to throw. The pass is going to be caught out there. It's going to be for no gain. Catch is made by the Wildcats. Number 35 for them, David Jenkins. It'll be 4th down, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt. 9 minutes, 12 seconds to play, and counting in the ballgame. 36-0, Oak Ridge in the lead. Wildcats will get Kelly and Bervin in to punt the ball. Let's see, Oak Ridge also has in the ballgame number 18, Jaleel Anderson once again. Porter's in there. It's really basically the normal special teams unit. There is Kelly and Bervin. Let's see if they fake it. And that'd be kind of rubbing it in their eyes. Bervin is going to punt it. And it's an end-over-end kick. That could be fumbled. It is, and the Wildcats recover it. Oak Ridge recovers at the 35-yard line.
Isaiah Porter hops right on that. Really lucky bounce there for the Wildcats, as I believe Ward for Lenoir City just let it hit right at his feet. When it popped up right into his hands and right back out right in front of Isaiah Porter. Really smart play by him falling on it right there.
And the Oak Ridge offense is on the field once again. 8:20 to play in the ball game. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Now at the 35-yard line of Powell. Wildcat offense, Walker Rice is the center, and the Wildcat quarterback is Nehemiah Elmore. Had a tough freshman campaign. His play is halted. Very first ball game that the freshman played in at Hardin Valley, he had a shoulder collarbone injury, and they lost 2 quarterbacks in the same ball game.
Yeah, David, and I believe it was the same injury as well. I think Bryce Davis, sophomore for the Wildcats, had to come in and play quarterback the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think it was David Wilson was the other quarterback, and now I guess that experience has turned him into a kicker full time.
Yeah, it probably has, and it's interesting to see the Wildcats are getting some more substitutions in. Like we said, number 58 for them, Parker Searle, number 73 getting in as well. I know the coaches next to us were having a discussion on whether to take Walker back out or whether to keep him in because we really need Walker. Walker was a player last year that had an injury at the end of the middle of the season that really cost the Wildcats as well. I believe number 37 for the Wildcats, Raekwon Smith, freshman, is in at slot.
8:06 to play here in the ball game. 36-0. Oak Ridge first down, 10 yards to go, and they'll drift off players left and right.
Raekwon Watson, I'm sorry.
Ray, right?
Yes.
As the Wildcats come up, first down, 10 yards to go. Quarterback hands it off. Jason Coates. He breaks the tackle. He moves the ball down the field, and tackled after a gain of about 8.
Yeah, did a really nice job just getting right out beside the numbers there and upfield. Uses his quick speed, as we've said all night long. Gets a quick 8 yards. Takes a little bit of a hit at the end, but no harm, no foul.
7 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the ball game. 36-0. The Wildcats in the lead. Oak Ridge substituting once again. Let's see. I'm trying to find all my rosters here. And it'll be, let's see. That's Watson once again. I'm sorry.
Yes, absolutely.
High formation for the Wildcats this time. Elmore, quarterback, and play is halted, and a flag goes down. 7:22 to play in the ball game. 36-0 the score. The Wildcats led 29-0. Have scored but 1 point, but when you got a running clock, you just don't have a whole lot of time.
Don't have a whole lot of time, and the Wildcats are going to be penalized here. Be backed up about 5 yards of procedural penalty. Wildcats in I formation once again for the second time tonight. Something that we haven't really seen a lot recently. I believe we did this against South Doyle at one point as well.
Dixon's in there as a lineman for the Wildcats. I formation. Nehemiah is going to almost fumble it. Might have. Was able to grab it, and he's going to be dropped back at the 35-yard line. 6:45 and counting. Wildcat offense going backwards right here. And it is a fumble recovery by the Panthers, so they'll take over on that turnover by Oak Ridge.
Turnover there. Nehemiah just never really was able to come up with that fumbled snap there. I'm not sure. Couldn't see close enough. It was too high or too low, but kind of went off to the side there, and I guess Lenoir City was able to fall on it.
Austin Hill is in the ball game now for the Wildcats. He played quite a bit in the early first 2 ball games of the year. The Wildcats as well have still Price Davis out there. Looks like Hundley is in the ball game. Marcus Melton still out there. Got another linebacker there. We'll see. The quarterback's going to roll to his right, look to run. Trying to go inside, now cuts back outside, and then he's going to be tackled by Oak Ridge's number 16, first man there. I think that's Junior Adams, along with a couple others. It'll be a gain of about 3.
Yeah, and kind of finished off the tackle there by Terrence Anthony. Terrence did a good job of playing his responsibility and taking the pitch man on that speed option there. Went all the way around, was able to come around the backside once he saw that the quarterback had kept it.
Elijah Bradley in the ball game still for the Wildcats. Frent still in there. That's Dallas Frent. Gain of 3. Second down, 7 yards to go. 5.5 minutes to play. Quarterback pitches it. Boom! Big stick as he's dropped him at the 35-yard line. Big hit. And that guy is not a junior. That's a senior hit right there. Is Junior Adams with a big lick.
Really nice job there. And the quarterback, what caused that big hit is the quarterback didn't attack the end. He kind of shot away from the hit there and pitched it out. And as Coach Wyatt makes sure to tell us, it's Junior Adams.
Yeah, I know, but I said he's more like a senior. That's what I said.
Is he a senior?
He's not. He's a sophomore. Here comes the quarterback to pass. Throws it deep. Isaiah Porter defending. No play. Incomplete. 4:50 to play in the ball game and counting. 36-0 Oak Ridge.
Yeah, just good defense there by Porter as he was covering deep. He had number 3 for them on a go route. Just didn't let him behind him, and the ball was way overthrown due to the pressure of the Wildcat defensive line, who some of them right now, Parker Searle, I believe is in, Chris McKenzie, Darren Osborne, and Elijah Bradley.
Here comes the Panthers, 4th down, 8 yards to go. 4:19 to play in the ball game. The ball is right at the 36-yard line, 36-0 Oak Ridge. Panthers haven't even come close to scoring in this ball game. Quarterback back to pass. Across the middle, pumps once, now will run. Looks, now fires it again. Pass is going to be a great catch once again. Porter had pretty good coverage, but a really nice catch by number 3, and the drive continues. Then a flag goes down. Yeah,
it looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct after number 3 for them. I believe that is Zane Ward, if I'm correct. Gets up and kind of spikes the ball. He was a little excited there, and that was Dusty Clevenger that caught the pass for them. As the quarterback just had too much time. Several hits there picked up, blocks picked up on the Wildcats to give, I believe, Will Height a lot of time to go downfield. A little bit of a scramble drill there by Clevenger as he ran a short route, saw this quarterback was scrambling and ran a deep route.
Personal foul called against Oak Ridge. And that's going to step off 15 yards. 3:15 to play. We don't want them to score here because we're 3 minutes and 13 seconds away from victory here. If they score, that stops the clock. Penalty yardage moved across the 25-yard line up to the 21 where it'll be 1st down, 10 yards to go. Exactly 3 minutes to play in the ball game. The Panthers trying to avoid a shutout here. They're down 36-0. We'll have the scoring summary with Mike Sheehan later. Hand off to the running back, and he is tackled at the 18-yard line. Stop is made there by the Wildcats' Junior Adams once again. That is his 3rd tackle of this ball game. Gain on the play of 2. 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Good little series here by Junior to wrap up and make tackle and hold on. Nobody really came to help him, but he was able to finish it by himself.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. They're going to pass. A little quick pass. Caught. Nice play out there. Great defense. Anticipating where that pass was going. I believe that is Izzy Mitchell out there to make the stop, and a timeout is asked for by Lenoir City. We need to take one. 2:20 to play in the ball game. 36-0 Oak Ridge. Back in 60 seconds. Third down, 10 yards to go. Here comes a lot of pressure. Quarterback's in a lot of trouble. Fires it pass. Boom! Big stick. Once again, Junior Adams lays him out at the 30-yard line. It's 4th and 10, Mike Sheehan.
As soon as he hit him in the numbers with that ball, Junior Adams hit him in the numbers with his helmet, dropped him right on the spot for another loss.
4th down, 10 yards to go. 1:57 to play in the ball game. The Panthers trying to get on the scoreboard here. 36-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats will go 2-0 in region play. They might have lost those other ball games, Mike, but the region games are the only ones that matter.
And that is the most important thing about all these games. If you win your region games, you're going to get into the playoffs.
Here comes heavy pressure. Here's a pass. It's going to be batted down by the Wildcats. Really, really nice play by the Wildcats. Number 37 that time, and that I believe that was Ray Watson once again. And the Wildcats will take over on downs. I think he's a freshman. He's not on our varsity roster.
Right, absolutely. I'll just look. Yeah, the Wildcats putting a lot of pressure on them, and they're going to turn it over on downs, and the Wildcats are going to walk away with a victory with 1 minute and 16 seconds left and the clock running.
Looks like Nehemiah Elmore is going to be the quarterback. Looks like a lot of these guys have played in some of the games. The Wildcats will play a junior varsity freshman ball game here at Lenoir City on Monday. We're a minute minute away from a victory. We'll have your scoring summary later. We'll have Mark and Shauna's stats, and James has already gone down to the field to do some player interviews and Coach Gaddis. Elmore, first down, 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 21. He's just going to hand it off to Coates. Jason Coates is driven back. Jason Coates had an 80-yard touchdown run in the JV win over Farragut last week. He's got some speed. He's had a good game tonight.
I saw that on the replay the other night on the coach's corner, David. That was a great run.
28 seconds and counting here. The Wildcats might go to the victory formation. I see already the celebration beginning. So, Mike Sheehan, the Wildcats are going to play 2 region games, and they're going to come away with 2 victories. The Wildcats will improve their record to 2-3, the exact same record that Oak Ridge was at halfway through the season a year ago when they won 9 straight ball games and went to the state championship game.
Well, that'll be sweet if we could get away with that, David. But we've got a really, really big regional game coming up in 2 weeks when we host the Powell Panthers at Oak Ridge High School. That ought to be an outstanding football game.
36-0 is our final score. Mike, you want to go ahead and start with your scoring summary?
Okay, David, thank you very much. Start this game off. Bryce Davis really got things rolling for the Wildcats when he intercepted a Lenoir City pass and returned it to the 35-yard line. And then the Wildcats ran 8 plays, 65-yard drive before DeJarius Dozer ran it in from 19 yards out and put the Wildcats on the board with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. The Wildcats went up 6-0. Efren Rodriguez then came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 7-0. Then in the second quarter, just 55 seconds into the second quarter, Kendall Jackson picked off another interception for the Wildcats, ran it in from 56 yards out, and the Wildcats went up 13-0. Then Efren Rodriguez came in. His kick was wide right, no good. Then with 9 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second quarter, a bad snap over Leo Gonzalez, the kicker for Lenoir City's head, went into the end zone. All Leo could do was fall on the ball, but that cost them 2 points, and the Wildcats went up 15-0. Then with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first half, Hayden Tarwater ran one in from 1 yard out, and the Wildcats went up 21-0. And then Efren Rodriguez kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 22-0. But things weren't to be finished yet. With 38.6 seconds left, Kendall Jackson ran one in from 4 yards out and put the Wildcats up 28-0. Efren Rodriguez came in again and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led comfortably 29-0. That wasn't the end of things. In the third quarter, the Wildcats, after about a 65-yard run by Dozier all the way down to the 6-yard line, Tarwater threw a pass to Cameron Barnett from 6 yards out, and the Wildcats went up 35-0. Then a kick by David Wilson was good, and the Wildcats were up 36-0, and they ended up running the clock out as the game ended here just a few moments ago. The Wildcats take home their second regional victory with a tremendous 36-0 scoring outburst against the Lenoir City Panthers.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Here in a moment, we're going to go down to the field. James Branson will have some player interviews. We'll take a quick break. Oak Ridge wins it 36-0. Back with James in 60 seconds.
At Lenoir City and their field. Yep, here we go. So, joined by several offensive players tonight. Had a great game so far tonight. We'll start with Hayden over here. Hayden had a great game passing, a lot of short passing routes, and then you tried to hit a few over the top there. What was the game plan this week?
The game plan was to come out hitting the quick game, as you said, and then hopefully they'll start biting down, hit something over top. We didn't this game, but, I mean, we won. It was easy. The quick game was, so.
You seem to hit a lot of different receivers. I think Javis caught a pass, Cam Barnett caught a pass, Andrew Ferreira caught a pass. You're really spreading it around. Was that the design tonight?
It was, because we had a lot of new faces this game. We had a lot out, and they stepped up and played good, and I'm proud of them.
And, you had a lot of long drives, which was nice to see. And you overcame a lot of second and long or third and longs. What does it take to have that poise to be able to overcome those and continue driving?
It takes pride, because we had a lot of penalties that backed us up. It wasn't like it was 3rd and 5. It was third and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15. I'm just saying pride to keep the drive going, and we just wanted to score, and we did what we had to do.
Great job. Great job tonight as we're going to turn around. And great job offensively leading. You're off next week,
yes,
and then we play Powell. What's it going to take in these next 2 weeks of preparation to get ready for what some people are saying is the best team?
Yeah.
But obviously we're 2-0. They're probably going to be 2-0. Big matchup coming up.
Yes, sir. This week and next week is going to take a lot of heart, because you can't teach it, but that's just the stuff that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to play with heart, and Powell's good. We're good too, and if we play like we play, then we'll be scary.
Hayden, congratulations on the win, and congratulations on a great night.
Hey, thank you. You too.
Also joined here by Kendall Jackson. Kendall, Mr. Do Everything But Special Teams tonight.
Oh, yes, sir. That's right.
End up playing a little bit of outside linebacker. I think you've kind of seen a little bit of that throughout the season. Not so much last week, but got that start tonight and had a big play. What was that play?
It was a pick six. I saw the quarterback throw it over the middle, and I just got my hands up because I knew it was close enough to where I could get it. So I just went up, picked it off, scored. So.
Was that kind of natural for you to go up and be able to get that? And I think it was about 56 yards on a screen pass there.
Yeah, it felt natural because I see ball, so I'm gonna attack the ball. So I take it.
Kendall, you had a great night. Capped off a scoring drive with a touchdown on offense as well. And is that going to get you going? Hopefully throughout the rest of the season.
I feel like it will. I feel like if we just continue to have good practices and just build off of game by game, then we should be pretty good to go.
What did you all see defensively from Lenoir City that allowed us to score 35 points and have a pretty good game all the way around?
We saw that they like to run a lot of screens, and they just like to get the ball to the outside. And I know that I'm the contain guy, so can't let them get outside. So we just try to keep everything inside. So.
Kendall, we've had a lot of injuries and a lot of things happen to the team, missing a few guys tonight. Same question I asked Hayden. You got 2 weeks-ish here to kind of recover and get a little bit better. What's it going to continue to take to develop and take on a really good Powell team?
Everybody has to get healthy first. On the off week, we have to take practice serious. So like we have a game on Friday. And then the week after that, it is game week. So we have to take it even more serious and just get out there and ball. So,
Kendall, congratulations on your 2 touchdowns and a great night on offense and defense.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And lastly, we have DeJavis. Should I say your nickname Dozier?
You want to.
We used to call him Bubbles down at Robertsville. So DeJavis, you had a great game. Kind of a little bit of a different game here. You saw a lot more action tonight, and you took advantage of that.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get every opportunity that I can. Last week, I got a touchdown, not that many yards, but I got put in the fourth quarter. I was just thinking about this week and building off of that, coming out here doing my thing and rushing for yards and getting touchdowns.
You had a really great yardage run there. Obviously, you didn't even able to cap it off there with a touchdown. You're a little upset about that one?
Yeah, I felt like when I got the pitch, I didn't see a hole at first. I switched my hands with the ball. I cut up because Kendall made a good block. I broke up a tackle and I was gone. I felt like I was gone. I was using my parental vision, and I was seeing the defender coming from the side. It wasn't really like a hawk, but he had a good angle on me. So I was thinking that if I can't beat him just going straight, I was gonna cut back in and go back up. But when I cut back in, he hit my legs and I had a little trip. I feel like I still bear off about 15 yards off of that, but I wish I could cap it off though with a touchdown.
It was a super effort run, and that's the type of effort that you like to see out of you, especially when you've got Ja back there, you've got Kendall back there. You're a little bit of a combination of the both. Would you agree?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a power back, and I feel like I'm more speedy like Ja. From track really made me my endurance. Last year my endurance was really good when it came to the JV team, but this year when I'm varsity, I feel like off season running track and stuff like that and working out on the off season really made me more powerful up top and down low and more fast.
Well, DeJavis, congratulations on a great game, and hope to see more of that throughout the season.
Thank you.
And lastly, we are joined here by the head coach of the Wildcats. Coach, really great all-around win tonight, and I think as you told the team, anytime you keep a goose egg up on the board, you did something right.
Oh yeah, that's great. And you shut anybody out, that's a big thing. And I thought our defense set the tone early. I think it was Price Davis interception early, and then offensively we did a couple things good early, I guess. And then we had too many penalties on offense, a lot of holding penalties. But a lot of that was wide receivers, to be honest with you. We've got to stop that, avoid that. But we shot ourselves in the foot offensively a few times that way. But I thought in some cases offensively we ran the ball well. Obviously, you just talked to Jarvis, and he had a heck of a run there. And he ran well, I thought, all night long. Catches the ball great. Kendall Jackson had the big interception return for a touchdown, and then had a couple of good runs. I thought Hayden Tarwater, he seems to be at his best when he's flushed out of the pocket, scrambling around, and he has an uncanny ability to find somebody who's open and get it to him. He's done that all year long, but especially this week and last week to a degree. Tonight a couple of times were huge. So, but defensively was the key with the shutout and the interception, the defensive score on the interception, and then the safety down here on the bad snap.
Coach, you mentioned Hayden Tarwater, you mentioned the penalties there. Ask Hayden about that, and being in third and second and 12 or 15 or whatever, never a good scenario, but being able to overcome those and kind of face that adversity and continue drives off that, he said that was huge for your offense.
Well, yeah, I mean, when he is able to extend a play like that, and not just extend it, but find somebody open when he's under duress, I told him, he's only started 5 games. He may be the best I can remember at that already, at that one thing. He's got some other things he can improve on for sure, but at that right there, he's really good at it, and I think will only get better. There was some big plays tonight that because he extended the play and had the presence of mind to stay cool enough to find receivers that had broken open, that was big.
Coach, you mentioned offense, you mentioned defense. Special teams had yet another good game, put a lot of pressure on the punter back there, and ended up coming away with the safety and did a really good job in kick coverage as well.
Yeah, we did. Brendan Pearson kicked maybe 3 in the end zone. I can't remember. The ones that didn't go in the end zone, I think they were on the 1. But he did a good job kicking. We did miss 1 extra point, but I think that was a situation where we had an offensive lineman knocked all the way back almost into the ball. And then I think David Wilson might have gotten one in there late. Punt. We thought we could block punts. We were a little disappointed we didn't, but we thought if we didn't block them, we would put enough pressure to get either bad punts or bad snaps, and we got the bad snap, a couple of bad punts. So I thought all in all, special teams was a good thing for us.
Coach asked your players about this, and they talked about what it's going to take over the next 2 weeks because a little bit of a weird break. I know you usually try to have our off week line up with one of the fall breaks. Obviously, it didn't work out this year with the schedule, but what's it going to take over the next 2 weeks getting prepared for, an undefeated region matchup between us and Powell?
Well, they obviously have a great football team. They have almost everybody back from last year, plus they've got a transfer in that's not bad. I mean, he's the number 1 prospect in the nation, they say. So they have a great football team. We'll have to come up with a plan and execute it. We've got to get a lot better than we have been through the first 5 games, but that's the plan. I mean, here's what we hope will happen. We're 2-0 in the region. We want to be, we want to win the region. To do that, we're going to have to beat Powell, and then we've got Carnes, we've got Campbell County. We've got Greenville, who's great. We've got Dobbins-Bennett, who's really good. Our non-region schedule, if we can stay healthy, our non-region schedule is going to get us ready for the playoffs for sure, along with Powell. And, Carnes is good as well in Campbell County. I don't know what happened in that game tonight, but, we hope we're going to continue to improve, get better. We've got a lot of work cut out for us in getting ready for a great Powell team. On paper, Powell was better than we were last year. We beat them 28-27. Hopefully history can repeat itself. We're back at Blankenship Field with them, and hopefully we'll have a great game.
And that is one advantage, obviously, being at Blankenship and with our home crowd. Just to give you an update, since you mentioned Karns and Campbell County, Karns was up at one point 21-0 over Campbell County.
Doesn't surprise me with Bishop. They've got so much speed, and that's going to be difficult for anybody, including us, to hem him in.
Coach, congratulations on this win. I know you're of the mindset of enjoy it for about 24 hours or so and then move on to Powell.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. Congratulations, and we'll look forward to speaking with him next week. As David, we'll send it back up to you up top. Oak Ridge victorious 36-0.
Thanks a lot, James. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Mark Hayes will run down the final statistics. Oak Ridge wins it by a final score of 36-0. We'll be back with Mark Hayes and the final statistics in 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, James. Oak Ridge led on the ground by Jovis Dozier. He had 12 carries, netting 126 yards on the night. Kendall Jackson, 7 carries, 35 yards. Jason Coates, 4 carries, 31 yards. Hayden Tarwater carried the ball 6 times, netting -3 yards. And then Nehemiah Elmore came in late from the Wildcats. He had 2 carries, netting -21 yards. So as a team, the Wildcats rushed the ball 31 times, totaling 168 yards on the ground. It's an average of 5.4 yards per carry. Through the air, the Wildcats were Hayden Tarwater, quarterback for the Wildcats, starting out. He was 12 of 18 for 139 yards, no interceptions. Nehemiah Elmore was 1 of 1 for -2 yards late in the ball game. So as a team, the Wildcats were 13 of 19 for 137 yards through the air. Receiving for the Wildcats, they were led by Cameron Barnett. He had 35 yards on 2 receptions. Andrew Ferreira, 25 yards on 2 receptions. Cameron Barnett had 35 yards on 2 receptions. DeJovis Dozier had 25 yards on 3 receptions. Pendergrass, 22 yards on 3 carries, or rather 3 receptions. Xavier James had a 21-yard reception. Justin Crowley with an 11-yard reception. And then late, David Jenkins had a reception from -2 yards. So as a team, the Wildcats, 168 yards on 31 carries on the ground. They had 137 yards through the air on 13 receptions for a total offense of 305 yards. They had 13 first downs in the ball game, penalized 10 times for 80 yards. Now looking at the Lenoir City Panthers, they were led on the ground by Chris McCord. He had 14 carries, netting 42 yards. Trey Wilhite, 4 carries for 9 yards. Jordy Carroll had 5 yards on 3 carries. And Brett Cortez carried the ball twice, netting -2 yards. So as a team, the Panthers carried the ball 23 times, getting 54 yards on the ground. That's an average of 2.3 yards per carry. So great ground defense by the Wildcats. Quarterbacking for the Panthers, they had Brett Cortez in the first half. He was 6 of 11 with 2 interceptions, totaling 56 yards. Mostly in the second half, Trey Wilhite, quarterback, he was 4 of 12 for 46 yards. He had no interception. So as a team, the Panthers were 10 of 23 for 102 yards through the air. Receiving for the Panthers, they were led by Dusty Clevenger. He had 53 yards on 3 receptions. Zane Ward had 31 yards on 3 receptions. Trey Wilhite had a 9-yard reception. Grayson Vinsel, a 6-yard reception. And then Jordy Carroll rounds out the receiving core for the Panthers. He had 3 yards on 2 receptions. So, as a team, the Panthers had 54 yards on the ground on 23 carries. They had 102 yards through the air on 10 receptions for a total offense tonight of 156 yards. They had 8 first downs in the ball game, 4 penalties, totaling 35 yards. So, looking at the team side by side, on the ground, Oak Ridge, 168 yards. Powell, or rather Lenoir City, 54. Through the air, Oak Ridge, 137 yards. Lenoir City, 102. Total offense, Oak Ridge with 305 total offensive yards. Lenoir City, 156. First downs, Oak Ridge had 13. Lenoir City had 8. Penalties, Oak Ridge had 10 penalties, totaling 80 yards. Lenoir City, 4 penalties, totaling 35 yards. So, As I said, Oak Ridge victorious tonight by a final score of 36-0. David?
Thanks a lot, Mark. Appreciate your help along with Shauna's. As I said a moment ago, the Wildcats will not be playing next week. They have an off week. That'll give them an opportunity to get their walking wounded back. We appreciate our camera personnel tonight. Matthew Charles, Lee Wexler, Drew Thomas, Andy Hudson doing camera work. Have I forgotten anybody? I believe that's about everybody. Brian Bennett back in the studios. Mike Sheehan was with us as well. James, your final comments on this win?
Yeah, it's a really good win, and as Coach Gaddis said, you're 2-0 in the region, which is most important for playoff seeding. You're going to play some really good playoff teams, not just in our classification, but also in higher and lower classifications. Greenville and Dobbins Bennett come to mind, and so that's going to be good preparation. And Wildcats need to continue to improve, and they made some good steps tonight and need to take some more steps against Powell.